Hello everyone and welcome to episode 7 of Subnautica Below Zero, and a special early hello to Fox McCloud, who was in fact the first commenter of this episode, and to Samalander, who's the second. I hope that you guys have both had a wonderful Sunday. Samalander had a great time hanging out in your Dwarf Fortress stream earlier today. And yes, we are in the sea truck, and this is exactly where we left off, where we were getting ready to go on a trip, and the question at the time was, where are we going to go? And in thinking about it, let's go drop off the test override module. I've got a couple ideas on places we can go, but this does feel like the most sort of like relevant. We've got this, it's in my inventory until I do something with it. Let's go do something with it. So we're going to set a course for Delta Station Test Module. This is an old quest. I mean, at least as old as, like, what is it, a 25-hour game can be so far. The topic is, long time ago, we went to Delta Station, and there's like a console there that said, hey, you can reset this by putting in the... I'm double-checking the mic, by the way. I learned from last time. If you put in the test module, then I forget, something will happen. But we do want to go do that because... now, since then, we know why we want to do it, which is Matilda, or whatever her name is. Hold on, we might need to make use of our defense mechanism here. The lady in the prawn suit down at, like, the bottom of the ocean said, well, everything's at the bottom of the ocean in this game, said, hey, you go plug in that test module, and then maybe I'll talk to you some more. I'm keeping one eye on that guy. If they come near my sea truck, they're gonna get a zap. And anyway, now we have the test module, so... okay. We did get a chunk taken out of us, I think. Marguerite. And Samalander is, whoops, confirming that the mic seems good, which is a relief. That's it was last episode of this was a little bit unsteady because I forgot to undo the mic. Alright, so let's see if we can park here-ish. Now, am I close to being parallel with the... I don't know why it just went up. Hopefully I am relatively, you know, even. No, look. I'm still... it's fine, but... wow, we got very few fish. Couple, you know, we got that guy. But yeah, I have the test module, and my memory is that it's not far, so we can probably just go. Also, am I not allowed back here? That's... okay, yeah, here we are. Not even with the ground, and also kind of stuck on stuff, but... yeah, exactly where it is, I don't remember. I do remember that we can get there pretty easily without the prawn suit. We do need legs, though. Just hop right up on that. Just grab a hold. There we go. Hello to Maxine! Fox McCloud is saying it would be funny to have this multiplayer and just have 3 other people backseating your driving. Just hanging out in the aquarium module going, shark, shark, shark! Says Samalander. So I do think that we got everything up here. Just taking a quick look around. I don't think that there's anything that we left unscanned, but it's never going to hurt to take a look, because a lot of our original scans came from here. Oh, yes, and we do have a good amount of our cold suit on. I don't think that I'm going to need to go back and get the helmet. I feel like we're going to be okay with just the 50% since there are thermal lilies here. The last time we were here, I didn't face any particular danger of hypothermia. Now, what the test module does, all I know is that it turns this off, is as much as I know. So, Marguerite wants it, and in order to get some answers from Marguerite about what happened to... so, now, hold on. Sam is my sister, and I'm Robin? Is that correct? Or am I still not remembering her name correctly? Last episode, I feel like I couldn't remember if I was Sam, even though I was pretty sure that Sam was my sister. Now I do know. Don't feel like we need anything here, right? Yep, here's our thermal vent. Simulator will be right back. Also, I'm getting stuck on that. I just don't remember how quite to get up to the module, so, or the transmission tower, so we'll find our way around. Yes, Delta Station. And I think I need... Yep, the big dish there. So, turning this off might have consequences that I cannot predict. I know that a woman who doesn't like my character very much said, you go do this and then I'll help you. Usually that doesn't prove to be as helpful as you might think, but... we're going to do this enter test mode, right? Or no, I have to put this upstairs. The module goes like in a access hatch. Yes. Whoa, this is what I've been carrying around this whole time?
Great. Now back to the terminal.
I thought it was like a computer chip. I didn't know it was this suitcase. All right, let's get back down to the thing and we will enter test mode.
Do it. Please work.
Yes, Robin is me. Okay.
Yes. Satellite is down.
I am impressed. That was most resourceful.
Okay, I'm not sure why Alan is impressed, but I know Marguerite will be. Let me just get warmed up at the thermal lily, and then we can head further in. Maxine is asking if the dish is trying to be a bird. It did become very beak-like. T to answer.
All right, Altera. You win this round. Come find me at my greenhouse. I'm about 1 kilometer east of your position up on an iceberg. I have a present for you.
I'll come by if I have time.
Sure, whatever. If you have time for me in your busy social calendar.
Okay, did she give me a new marker? Or do I have to, like, just travel 1 kilometer east? Whoa, okay. I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm going to say that jumping from here is not going to be to my benefit, so we will find a safe way down. I know, I suspect if Drienne was here, they would be like, no, jump! You gotta see the splat! I've not died yet. Hello to Jab! I've not died yet, and I would prefer not to make a falling death my first time. All right, let's just warm up in here. So while I'm just making my way down, I did have something. This came up at the very, very end of Anno 1800 this morning, and I said that we might touch on it at least briefly during the next Subnautica stream. So this weekend we had a chance to see Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which, if I am going to say anything plot-related or even character-related or anything, then I will, we'll put in a spoiler section here. But for the moment, the only thing that I wanted to say about it is sometimes you can look at the creative work of a person and say, I earnestly, honestly see the talent that they bring to bear. I recognize it as being extremely well crafted, very thoughtful, very carefully crafted and considered, and it just ultimately is not for me. And that's how I think I feel about a lot of Sam Raimi films. The man has a very distinct style. I'm looking for a safe way down, obviously. The man has a very distinct style. He has a very clear and consistent creative vision, and he is very good at delivering on that specific creative vision, and I just don't happen to care for it that much. And that's sort of what happened for me with Doctor Strange. It was an interesting thing to see it so close after Spider-Man No Way Home, because Doctor Strange as a character also features in that movie as well. And I found Doctor Strange vastly funnier and more likable and more interesting in the Spider-Man movie than I did in a movie that's named Doctor Strange. Jellybun says, that's what I said. Multiverse of Madness sure is a movie directed by Raimi. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I looked away for a second, so I think other people come in. Jody K also came in. Gotta feed Mia, Moo, Colin, and Scent, which probably means that she's not here to see this, which is unfortunate. Let's remember for me to say hello to Jody K when she gets back. Also, Jellybuns was saying, oh, just get a hang glider. At least I think that was her. Or was it Maxine? Sorry, let me just scroll back real quick. Because now the similar colors... Oh, and Harmonious Crow is here. Hello to you as well. It was, in fact, Jellybuns who said just get a hang glider. Puss in Boots, hello to you, says, I like winter games like The Long Dark. So this is a cold game. The winter of it doesn't come into play all that often, primarily because we spend so much time underwater. But it does come into play occasionally. That island is small enough and has enough thermal lilies that we're okay. So I am getting a little thirsty. And tell me I brought no water? Did I guess I thought I would just find some bladderfish as I went. I mean, I have some in my... Okay, hold on a second. So, we were told that she was about 1 kilometer to the east, if I remember correctly. But, let me just double check. Did we get any sort of a new marker? Hold on. I don't know if that helped. Let's go about 1 kilometer east, although I don't really know... I don't know from kilometer, right? I could drop a beacon, but then I'd sort of have to come pick it back up. Dude, do you want to get out of here? These snap maws, or whatever they're called, these guys suck. Jab enjoyed the movie. Don't see me watching it again anytime soon. Yeah, so I mean that's a good takeaway from me for Multiverse of Madness as well. I was not mad at the movie. I wasn't like bored or anything like that. However, my overall takeaway would that is salt, and I do need some salt. My overall takeaway on it featured more like it felt kind of weightless. In a very specific way that maybe nobody else in the world cares about. So again, without talking anything specific at all, I have a problem with magic. And it's gonna seem weird in a, like, franchise about superheroes where everybody... What is happening here? Is this... Apparently I don't get to pick that one up. Here it is. If you think about Batman, what can Batman do? Well... pretty much anything as long as he has access to his utility belt. Except he can't fly. He doesn't have super strength. He can't see through walls. And even if he can, there's some sort of like bat gadget that makes that make sense. Usually, in the best Batman stories, there's going to be some sense that he is prepared for this specific circumstance and has come with that exact gear in mind. What can Iron Man do? Well, Iron Man can fire pulses of energy from his palms. He can shoot rockets or other projectiles from his wrists and his shoulders, and on occasion you might see him make use of some specialty ordnance, like a net launcher or something. Like if Iron Man fired out some sort of like a net that entrapped somebody, I would not be surprised. Like, oh, that's a thing that Iron Man might be likely to have. But there are limitations to what Iron Man can do. Hold on, have I taken more damage? I thought I saw some sparks back here. Yeah, some specific sparks. Hold on. I feel like my prawn suit is taking damage. Hold on. Let me pull out my repair tool. How damaged is this? Hold on.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
That's not at all what I meant. It's very damaged. Okay, those assholes ripped up my prawn suit. Sorry, I didn't want to go in there. What I was trying to do was, where's the thing? I'm glad I checked, because I almost wouldn't have done this. Oh, and hello, yes, hello to Jody K. So does that mean you don't like Thor, or are you gonna, somewhere else with this? Well, so, Thor, let me circle back around to. When Doctor Strange, when the first Doctor Strange came out, hold on a second, I wanted to repair the cab as well. When the first Doctor Strange came out, my concern was that, okay, so Doctor Strange can do magic, and magic can be anything. There's no logic or rhyme or reason. Can you, god damn it. Hold on, I'm getting harassed by this octo-jelly, whatever thing. If I park here, are they gonna rip up my, C-Truck? I'm gonna save it real quick. Where I was going with it is... What the hell is that? I was actually really pleasantly surprised in... I'm gonna get my, cold hat. I was really pleasantly surprised in the first Doctor Strange that I didn't have any questions about what Doctor Strange was able to do. What can Doctor Strange do? Well, he can conjure portals, which seem of varying degrees of usefulness, but so don't all superheroes have that ability. I'm sorry, how do I get back into this right now? He has that energy whip that he can sort of reach out to grab things or drag them to him, or like tether himself to stuff. And he has those shields that he can put on his hands. Okay, I get that. I understand what Doctor Strange can do, and at least for that first Doctor Strange movie, I thought that they did a pretty good job of saying, here are the things that this character can do, and these are the limitations on these... Hold on, I don't want to do that. On his ability. Hold on, where's my cold suit? I did put it somewhere in here, right? Yes, cold life. All right, let's put this on. I think I gotta go out of here, put that on. We're gonna take off the rebreather, which might be to my detriment. Okay, this is as warm as I can get. Let me just park a little bit lower so I don't have difficulty getting down again. And now we will get out. And similarly with Thor, Thor has a hammer that he hits things with. On occasion, he can shoot lightning, but it actually doesn't come up all that often. So and he can like fly with his hammer. So that's sort of what Thor does. And yeah, on occasion, he might draw on the power of Mjolnir to do something else, but that's mostly what he does, and I get that power set. This is all coming up because in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, I don't know what anybody does. I honestly, like, it's just... everybody's powers are directly proportional to the needs of that specific scene. And that is a way to tell a story, specifically like in The Tick. The Tick's superpower is narrative, what is it? Narrative tension. The Tick is always exactly as powerful as he needs to be in order to provide fuel for that exact narrative plot point. And that's actually like defined in like his character bio. That's fine if you're a joke character. And if you're trying to tell something like a reasonable, not what I'm going to say reasonable, a serious story, having characters that can kind of randomly do whatever they need at any given moment just feels unsatisfying and inconsistent. And the reason that I wanted to set up with the fact that this isn't a problem that I have with a lot of other superheroes is because it's really easy to say, well, I mean, you know, look at Superman, look at Batman, look at Wonder Woman, like they can do all of these superhuman feats. But I don't feel like they can just do whatever. And if I do feel that, then yeah, I don't think that it's a very well told story. Fox is saying cooking is just alchemy. Puss in Boots is saying what would roll around in an alley with holes in it? What would roll around an alley with holes in it? You might think it's the Waynes, but it's actually bowling. Oh, okay. I get it. Cooking is also necromancy, says Fox McCloud. Jab is saying he is nigh invulnerable. Is that the Tick, Superman, Thor, or somebody else? Because a lot of superheroes are. I remember my friend HW making the observation of Hellboy, the Hellboy movie.
Fluid intake.
Why is everybody invulnerable to harm? I didn't personally have that question coming out of that specific movie, but it's not unreasonable. If you don't get the sense that anybody is ever in any physical danger, then why are they fighting? What's the point of the fight? What's the narrative value of having that fight? So, yeah, like, I don't want to talk a lot about what characters are in Multiverse of Madness at this phase, but of the characters that are in there, it just kind of felt like anybody could do whatever they needed to, and that made a lot of the action sequences not very interesting. Now, they were visually interesting, just not narratively interesting, because that's one thing that Sam Raimi does extremely well, and I'm not kidding about it. Hello to Ronan. I don't mean to be, like, damning with faint praise. Sam Raimi, like, there's a whole sequence that I don't want to describe in detail, at least not yet, but I looked at it and said, this is visually really well done. Like, I really like what they've chosen to do here. I know this is going to sound like it's damning with faint praise. It's kind of stupid, but it's intentionally stupid. Like, I don't feel like this is intended to be taken with a great deal of sincerity. Not sincerity, but, like, there's a goofiness to it, and this runs through a lot of Sam Raimi projects where it'll vacillate between serious characters saying and doing serious things, and then, like, just zany, wild garbage happening, and it'll free flow very evenly between those two. I cannot believe, you guys thought that I was going to have more bladderfish in the aquarium. I thought we'd just suck them up as we came. As has been pointed out in several Marvel comics, superheroes like to fight. I guess so. That makes sense. I cannot remember if I said, oh, the Tick is nigh invulnerable. Yes. Jellybun saying kind of intentionally stupid is how Raimi works, yes. And then Jab did not finish the last Thor movie. I have not seen it yet, so I cannot comment on that one. I want to say it's either next up or second to next up. I do need lithium, so I'm going to pick this up as we go.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Sleeper module. Okay. I wasn't expecting to find that here. Or anything. I didn't think that there were any more modules to find. Okay, but I need water pretty badly. I don't know if I need more of these now. I do. I need one more.
Seek fluid intake immediately.
Okay, let's not dawdle. This is enough for me to not die of dehydration, and then we'll get more and shore this whole thirst situation up. Turns out this is, by accident, a really good place to find lithium. So anyway, it's just interesting to watch a movie that you recognize is well made and made with a lot of heart. Like, I don't have any, like, thoughts off the top of my head right now on a good example of this, but we've all, at one point or another in our lives, seen movies where it felt like the directors, the effects artists, whoever, just, they needed to get the job done, so they did the job. I really only have the one, huh? All right. Let's drink what we've got.
Vital signs stabilizing.
And I can get a little bit more food by cooking up these fish. Or water. I can get a lot of food by cooking up these fish, but I can also get some water. But yeah, seeing this product that is, like, it's very, very, very easy for me to see how other people will like this, and also I feel it's fair for me to recognize that it's not really for me, and that's fine. There were other things that I did like in Doctor Strange. Okay, yeah, I need water quite a bit, so we're gonna continue to look around for that. Mostly what I liked in Doctor Strange was the surprising reverence that it had for the less discussed portions of the MCU. Things that I might talk about briefly, but not just yet. There were some surprise cameos that I enjoyed quite a lot. Sorry, I am trying not to get snapped in half, and also not to go too deep, but I want to have this sleeper module.
Efficiency decreased.
So, don't answer this, but a sleeper module, it's like a sleeper car in a train. It's just like a bed. Why? Like, I'm fine with it, but we really are turning this booster tank. Hi, booster tank.
Blueprint synthesized.
I don't know what this is. Crystalline sulfur. All right, that's fine. I'd like to stay above 100 meters since I didn't put on my rebreather, even though I really should have. Yeah, the cameos were fun, but that's like the highest praise that I can give the movie. There were parts that were fun. Not, like, of all the Marvel movies that I've seen in the last long while, I kind of feel like this... I don't see how this movie goes on to be relevant to other things in the Marvel Universe. Just because where it begins, ends, and everything that happens in between almost feels like it's taking place disconnected from everything else in a way that the other characters are unlikely to ever even hear about. So, yeah, it was interesting to get something that, even as a sequel to Doctor Strange, it simultaneously can't operate as a standalone movie because it requires so much other knowledge from elsewhere in the franchise, but also feels totally unrelated to those things. That's what makes it weird. Ronan says, Mia got me on that power wash. Didn't she just, Ronan? I watched Mia's stream today and came away. I looked for it on Steam. I was like, can I get in on this? Hold on, what's this? What is it telling me that I can do? Booster tank. Use oxygen to give a speed boost. That would replace my high capacity, or my ultra capacity tank, wouldn't it? Standard, high capacity. Yeah, I don't think the rest of it is here. I don't want to do that ever. Maybe I should have one of these, but that doesn't sound like a good trade-off at all. I guess, you know what? I guess it depends on how much oxygen that it can hold. Let's get some water. And if I got any other fish, I'm just going to put them away for right now. And I shall drink. I am so thirsty. Now, the other thing is, I have a guess on where I need to get, and I don't think that I can get there absent the prawn suit. So, yeah.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
And that's going to be... Nope, and I didn't put on my thing. Alright, so I guess we're express lane to hell here. Okay, so let me get on our grappling hook. Oh, these should really be in the prawn suit. Except for the one that I need. Sorry. Take that back out. I picked a hell of a parking space. Okay, let's go to the upgrades, and we're gonna slot in... Okay, just leave me alone for a second. We're gonna slot in this. Alright. Okay, let me just get our jump jets recharged, and then we're gonna jump aboard again. Wait! Oh, we got a raid from Fox Fam! Hello to Fox Fam! Hold on. Let me pause for just 1 second. Foxfam, thank you so much for coming over. I don't know if Samlander might have stepped away, so what we're going to do is a quick shout out. Please forgive me if anything bad happens to the stream, but 1 second. Let me just jump over here, and we're going to go... Thank you, Samlander. He is right there. Let me just read through really quick. So, yeah, for Foxfam and everybody coming in, Foxfam was just playing Call of Duty Warzone, which is a super intense game. Well done on that. Every single part of Call of Duty plays to a higher skill set at first-person shooters than I know how to do. But it's great to have you over here. We were just talking in a very non-spoiler way about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I've been very careful not to talk about any plot or character details at all, and instead just talk about the overall vibe of the movie when I just felt like a lot of stuff happened. Like... That's not me being vague for the sense of spoilers. I know what happened. It's just very difficult for me to put together why people... Like what it's supposed to mean and what the movie was supposed to be about. Jelly Buns was just saying, I get it though. There is a limit. For me, the big problem in Xena is, say, the chakram. I have no problem suspending my disbelief for how the chakram works, but when they reinvented it in later seasons and made it something that can come apart and go back together again, it really bothered me. I'd go on and on with what else is wrong with later seasons of Xena. One overarching thing going on in the MCU, this is Jelly Buns, that has really been bothering me is that they take literally everything, will they, won't they, and then throw it in the trash eventually, and I need payoff, which they never give. Further saying, Raimi is like... Why is this pinned up here? Raimi is like the Nintendo of movie directors. Fun is the main priority, and everything else is a bit silly. And, like... If Sam Raimi... So Maxine's got to go to sleep. Maxine, thank you so much for hanging out, and I hope you have a great evening. Let me just detach that. Sam Raimi's allowed to have fun. Like, if... I guess if Sam Raimi were helming, like... Squirrel Girl. You know, like, just off the top of my head, if Sam Raimi did Squirrel Girl, or something like that, I think that that might be a really good fit for him and his skill set. It's trying to take on something like Doctor Strange 2, where it's a sequel to a previous movie. It feels kind of tonally incompatible with that and the immediate previous movie that was in the franchise, which was Spider-Man No Way Home. I legitimately have no idea where... Let me try to jump over there. Alright, so I don't think that I was able to get up here before. Let's explore here. For everybody who's joined over, we are currently searching this Glacier for Marguerite, who said that she was going to be around here. And also, I'm going to turn off some of these markers. We don't need the Harmonious Fox right now. Camera drone. We don't need that one, or that one, or that one, or that one. That's going to take a lot of markers off our view. Yeah, Maxine is heading out. Maxine, do have a great night. Jellybun says that he'd be perfect for Squirrel Girl. Foxfam is saying, also lurking, Little's Kit is running a low fever, so we're going to go lay down with him for a bit. Foxfam, I hope the fever passes soon. I do know that young kids do tend to get fevers kind of randomly. They're often minor and everything is fine. I'm confident that's how it is here. But also that Littlest Kit will greatly value having you there to sort of like provide some comfort. There's nothing quite like proximity. So have a great evening. Thank you so much for the raid. So I'm just letting the jump jets... Nope, that's too high. It is difficult not to feel like I'm not in the right place. Let me just check. So we do have a log. Come find me at my greenhouse. I'm about 1 kilometer east of your position, up on an iceberg. I have a present for you. Okay, hold on. So if we were to put on the beacon manager for the place that we came from, which is here, how far away is that? Oh, we haven't gone a kilometer yet. Okay, well that explains why I'm having difficulty finding anything. I don't know if it's bad for the sea truck for me to stomp on it. Now, I'm sorry, did I get the pieces to do a sleeper module before I leave here? Because those parts do seem to be here. Sleeper truck module. And I can do it relatively easily. We'll worry about that later. Okay, now, if I have to go away from this, how am I going to know when I don't want to drive backwards, but I guess I'll just head east some more. Up on a glacier, she says. Jellybun says, if there's no mini-map, I have little to no hope in a game. I am very much navigating by instruments only, myself. Does the grappling hook work well out of water? I do know that it can drag you, but I don't know to what extent. That is, you have a good point. We should do some testing on that. So I'm just trying to get a sense for distance. Sorry, let me turn, and when she says about a kilometer, I'm gonna take her at her word that it's gonna be kind of approximate, and I might not also be directly east as well. Let's just surface a bit and see what we can do. A periscope upgrade would be cool. I don't see too much up here so far. Ronan is saying, oh, lovely, my bud just let me know he had his first daughter. Oh, congratulations. Ronan, to your friend, that is very exciting news. Okay, well, this looks like the sort of iceberg that somebody might go up onto. Yeah, it is very difficult for me to envision that your friend in the, glow of having had a child cares about the thoughts of some random streamer that they probably have absolutely no idea. But to the to any extent that they might, please pass along the congratulations from me, my family, and I'm sure everybody in chat as well. No waterfish. Hold on, let me just pull up slightly. I don't want to take off the cold suit because I'm about to go up onto the glacier, but at the same time, I'm mindful of the fact that I can't really dive in the way that I'd like to because I don't have the rebreather. My decision to not bring water was... This is the last time that I'm going to rely on the aquarium to catch the exact type of fish that I need, because I do not see any bladderfish around. We're not in a really bad situation, but it's not a great one, you know? I have emergency water. Prefer not to use it. Oh, and yeah, we are now, like, by the way, where did I park exactly? There it is. I'm looking everywhere except down. Alright, let's... So I don't know which of these has slightly more water, but I'll have a boomerang at least. cooked boomerang is +3 water. That's wonderful. Yeah, my emergency kit has 2... Oh, I mean, it's got this water. Let me bring out this water, and I'll put away the... Actually, maybe I won't. I'm going to take out 1 regular water and drink that, and then we're going to go up onto that iceberg. That might have been a mistake. That might have been a huge mistake.
Warning. Passing 100 meters.
Oh my god, why did I do that?
Decreased.
Okay. Okay, I would very much like to grapple onto this, and I just exhausted my jump jets. Okay. Oh, don't do that twice.
Nearby iceberg detected. A hollow chamber typically formed by glacial melt.
Okay, well, that doesn't... If I get out, this falls again, right? I'm pretty sure it does. As Sam Leonard was saying, that seems super deep. Like, my current crush depth is 1,100 meters, and this could conceivably go below that. Ronan says, I'm going to judge you for killing all the bladderfish, but I leave depleted reactor rods laying around. I haven't gotten to that part, but we may yet. Okay, hold on a second. Just let the jump jets recharge, and then we'll try to pop out and get onto this ice flow. All right. Now, it was saying that this iceberg might be hollow. What I'm going to do, because that's not the first time that it's been an issue, I am going to go get the rebreather and have it on me so that I can swap it out depending on whether or not I'm going onto the glacier or not. Okay, let's go to Cold Life, and we're going to pop this out, and I'm going to put away these featherfish. It sucks, by the way, that my character is tripping now when going through this door. It didn't happen that time, but it's happened a couple other times. Yeah, I don't really want to fill this up with all peepers. I want to have some space left open for the bladderfish. Let me just see how much water 1 cooked peeper is worth. Oh, +5. Okay, so I can't have that many, but... Are you allowed to eat when you're still full? Will Robin start packing on the waistline here? Because I really need the water I can get out of this. Apparently it's because dads were not part of the birthing process. All they could do was sit around and smoke. Oh, and that's because Jellybuns was asking, why is it traditional to gift cigars? Is it a euphemism? Yeah, no, I think that that's it. I think that it's, the fathers are, you know, traditionally, the image at least was fathers were sitting outside in the waiting room. They weren't really a part of the process. They're just waiting to hear that everything is okay. So then after the news comes out that the baby's okay, then the father continues to remain outside and smoke the cigar. And hello to Jägermeister. Sorry, let me just take a quick look. Jab says in college, he worked weekends at a hospital parking garage and was gifted cigars on a regular basis. I don't know why, but the animation of grabbing the fish is so funny to me, said Jelly Buns. Yeah, I can say that in real life, it doesn't matter how small the tank, I would never ever catch a fish. They're very slippery. Yeah, so let's eat and eat. And that gave me at least +10 water. It's a little bit more. We will now pop out. Oh, let me put away some of this stuff. Yeah, we can put away some quartz and some salt. Let's put away some salt. Yeah, this is all just the stuff that I've been picking up. It's not for any particular purpose. Just want to take a look around. This iceberg just seems to have holes in it, which is fine. The other iceberg was the one... Yeah, I think it's that one there. The robot lady said, hey, this has holes in it. It's hollow. I think I left the Mia suit facing the one that I believed it to be. Yes. So let me just look around this one. It's got some big gashes in it. But the last time that we were informed that oh, and this is why I'd want to switch this out. The last time that I was informed that a iceberg was hollow, we found a way in up from the bottom. So that's where I want to look. I've also heard, by the way, Jelly Buns, that the whole thing about, like, what can I do? Go boil some water. That also is, like, let's give the men in the story something to do since they're not directly related to the act of childbirth. Now, in more recent decades, like, that's really turned around and, you know, husbands or partners are seen much more as an active participant in... The hell is this? Eggs? Creature eggs. I can't swear if I've gotten these yet. And if I'm going to go in here, just in case, I really want to get the Pathfinder out. It looks like it might just be a straight tunnel, but... Yeah, hold on a second. Let's grab the Pathfinder. We're going to put that right there. Let's grab the Pathfinder and put it right there. And I'm just gonna pop a starter right there. And then, just for the purposes of this right now, go get some oxygen. Don't do this at home until you get the bends. Oh, and a concussion. Okay. My battery's 2/3 down on the Sea Glide, but that's fine. Because we have other batteries that we can swap it out for if we need to. Okay. Oh, and these are bladderfish, by the way. Please come back. Okay. Yeah, this is making me nervous. So... 3. My god, it's full of stars. Create node. No, that's with the Pathfinder. What is... anything? This is lovely, but also a dead end. I don't want to dawdle, but why did this lead me to nothing? Am I supposed to come in here with the prawn suit? Prawn suit would never fit in those tunnels. Maybe you need the personal suit to move away that rubble. Yeah, let me go out and get some air. I've got almost 2 minutes, but I get nervous inside these narrow spaces. Especially when I'm spending some of my time trying to get enough water to survive another 5 minutes. And then this leads me out. Yeah, I might redraw that path, because it's a little bit haphazard. I would never go scuba diving. I'm so afraid of getting the bends. And I say that as a lover of the ocean. I am also... The other thing that I didn't know about the bends is that I always thought it was something that happened, like, as soon as you got back onto the boat. But I think that I read something about, like, no, you can just dive the bends, like, 2 hours later. I like, don't take my word on that. I just didn't realize that the bends could have a more delayed reaction. Jab says, I can see how boiling water would be useful in the 1800s, though, for sanitation and cleaning instruments. I could also see that. I was like thinking more in like the 1950s and 60s, which is where like I felt like that was a staple of television. If you stay above a certain depth and under a certain amount of time, you shouldn't get them. And just going up in a measured fashion. Like there's all sorts of like diving gear that you can have that's going to make it more clear. Okay, hold on a second. Let me... trying to make sure that the beacons are visible as I'm swimming. Patikin has been replaying the Tomb Raider, the modern Tomb Raider games, the most recent Tomb Raider trilogy, and there are some scenes of Lara Croft being in very narrow situations. Okay, I wasn't expecting to just come up elsewhere here. I guess we'll go see if there's anything else down there. I'm going to save it real quick. But other than that, I guess at this point I should like clear my nodes and start a new path. But yeah, drowning in a narrow, tight little space in the dark touches on a few different phobias for me. Sort of checks a lot of different boxes. So if there's something else that I'm supposed to find in here, I'm just not sure what it might be. And then this goes up into the Star Chamber, which really feels like it should be something. And it could be an achievement, but... what the... Like, I want to look around, but also I am mindful of this is a very long passageway that leads out to the absolute bottom of the ocean. Okay, so yeah, there was another way in there. I don't really feel like I want to go back in here. Yeah, if there's something else I'm supposed to find in there, I apologize to all the fans of the thing, but I don't feel like I'm locating anything more than some interesting creature eggs and opportunities get turned around and drowned. Oh. Okay. There was at least one occasion where I was like really desperate for air and hit something on the way up and like in real life borderline had a panic attack. Sorry, let me just take a quick look. Boiling water was to clean things for the baby and mom, said Jody K, for bandages and so forth. Jelly buns, oh, that was where it was the never go scuba diving. Jab could see how boiling water, yep, in the 1800s. Jody K was saying it happens usually later. I had no idea, Jody K. I really didn't know that it's like later in the day. So I really would like to turn the mic when I'm trying to like catch up on chat. People who get the bends are under too long and have come up too fast. Jab was also saying, I don't see why water is a thing in this game. Small sailboats today have reverse osmosis water makers. And Jody K is pointing out correctly, in the OG game, you get a desalinator. Sam Leaner's never understood the Pathfinder tool. So for me, the Pathfinder tool is the way back from something. It is as simple as that. Like, if I go into a weird branching caves with like lots of different ways to go, the Pathfinder tool, I drop nodes as I go, and then if I'm ever unsure, I'm like, okay, I'm all turned around, I'm underwater, I'm about to drown, how do I not do that? Then I can just follow the arrows back and it will lead me right back out. So before I get into this, I did manage to pick up a whole bunch of new bladderfish. So we're gonna go, actually I am running low enough on, like, we can just do regular swim for here. I do not remember if I've said hello to Jägermeister, but do say hello. And I have to say, watching most of you stream just adds lots of games to my playlist. Patikin's Tomb Raider series is one of many. Yeah, for me, it's like having a full playthrough of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, gosh darn it, on the channel, but none of the others. Even though I've played them, it's like I really want to go through and play them. But yeah, let's move this at least somewhat closer to the Mia. Sort of bring it up here. Again, I don't know what my attitude is regarding, like, yeah, always angled up or down. It just is gonna be that way. Let's make some water. But Jägermeister, I mean, right back at you. You know, you were the one who sold me on the Riftbreaker. I'd never even heard of that game before I saw it on your channel, I don't think.
Seek fluid intake.
Watching you play that is what sold me on it. And I'm sure that I've said this to you on previous occasions, but they really greatly improved that game post-release.
Stabilizing.
Like, that was a game that was solid enough just as it was. Yeah, let's put away some extra water into our emergency kits. It's never gonna hurt. Let me put in that, take out that. I got a couple waters, couple fish. So we're good on sustenance for right now. Now that we've explored the hollow, what's it called, a little bit, we're looking for, like, the Marguerite is on a glacier.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I honestly cannot tell if that's a thing up there in the middle of this storm. I do believe that if we can get onto that glacier, then we can sort of like hop over to see. So, I guess I'm going to try to get over there before the... I think I'm going to try to dock on the Sunlander, actually. Because we are above a very deep section of the ocean, and I just don't know if I can get over there without having access to this dock. Okay, so let's go over here. Let me just see. Yes, okay, this is the one. I just want to make sure I was headed towards the right one. Ronan said, I can't believe me had cleaned this. How did the patio even get this dirty? No, so in Power Wash Simulator, I wasn't kidding. If you step further away from the house and then look over the house, there is a smoking volcano that is visible on the horizon. Like, seriously, this is in sort of an active volcano zone, and that's where all the ash is coming from. I think Mia thought that I was, like, kidding around, but it is, that actually appears to be the backstory in that first or second level of Power Wash Simulator. Okay. So that's where I'm trying to get to. This is where, who was it, Fox that asked, how does the grappling hook work offline or out of the water? Well enough, I guess. It's enough to stick us, but not enough to tow us, I don't think. But it did get us this far, so we're going to try to climb up this. This doesn't feel like intended behavior. No, it does not want me to go up further this way. How about over on this one? Okay, careful now. But isn't this one facing the wrong direction? I honestly can't tell. Boy, it sucks that this is happening at night. Christ. Ronan says, I do see the volcano. There we go. That's why they hired a washer of things. That's why hired washer of things pays so well. Sam Leonard says, I've always just used the map function of the Sea Glide and generally can figure it out by shape. Yeah, so maybe I should have looked at the map more. Because I wasn't using that. You'd see me just like swimming around. Oh, was this the long up? Oh, it just went nowhere. Ugh. Okay, well, there's something glowing over there. The thing is, I think I was wrong. I don't think that I can jump over to this. We'll try. You know what? I'm actually going to save it. Not because I think I'm going to die, just because, I mean, who knows, but jump! Okay, we did it. So this is what I was seeing from the bottom. It is not a dome or anything. It's just that plant. But this...
Another site found, but I cannot yet tell whether the others survived. Still, it holds valuable information.
Yep. Let me just find a safe place to park, and then we'll go scan it.
The network is indicating more of my people's technology, but the images I am receiving are fragmented, repeating. I am struggling to locate them precisely.
Fragmented images? Why would that happen?
I can only theorize that the locations are deep and shielded by a refractive material. Perhaps amongst large crystal formations.
Hey, I know where large crystal formations are. We saw that earlier. This satellite bears the clear markings of
Dangerous weather approaching.
architecture.
Shelter.
Civilization. It appears to have crash-landed, though its structural integrity remains surprisingly intact. This satellite's internal design indicates that it was likely used for long-range data transmission. The data transmission node in the storage housing has long since been corrupted by exposure to the elements. Let's see if there's anything else on or around this that might be helpful. I don't think so, because usually there's not, or it otherwise calls attention to itself, but there could be like an ion cube or something that we could snag. I really do need to start crafting ion cubes. Like, maybe that'll be another goal for this, ion power cells and stuff. No, it's just pick up snow. Okay. The Mia suit is right over here. But what we did not find is Marguerite. So... oh, I see her. I would absolutely... so she is southeast of here. Alright. Since I don't remember if there's fall damage on the prawn suit, let's be a little careful going down. Yep, there she is. Okay, let me just rest the jets here. Oof. Hello to Grumpy. Grumpy, I know that I expressed this in chat, but I want you to be able to hear it. I am so sorry about the food poisoning. Hopefully it is a mild case. All I can say is that like I've shared, I have had food poisoning, and much like you, Grumpy, I shed a lot of weight very quickly, because it turns out that happens if you can't ingest anything resembling solid food for multiple days at a time. I don't think anybody ever enjoys being sick. If I had to choose the various forms of getting sick, food poisoning would fall below some others. You know, if you had the luxury of saying, here are, you know, if I've got to be sick, here are the ways in which it's going to happen, food poisoning would fall somewhat below some other options I can imagine. Wait, what was it? No, snow. It keeps, like, tricking my eyes by having the hand come up for snow. Okay, glad I came around here. Well, at least, I mean, potentially. Looks like there could be some cool stuff. Including, yeah, the water plants, the fire plants. Fire peppers, whatever they're called. Wait, did I? Okay, I was about to say, I think I just walked right by them. Yeah, the other thing is that there was a previous episode of Subnautica where I was like, I have a few things that I'd like to say about Spider-Man No Way Home, and maybe I'll pause and go through some of the more spoiler sections. But then it occurred to me that I feel like I have enough things to say about No Way Home that I would wind up pausing it for like 45 minutes, and I don't think that anybody is coming through to an episode marked Subnautica Below Zero in order to hear a man be boring about talking about all the things that he really, really, really liked about Spider-Man No Way Home. So I decided to back out of that. At most, what might happen someday is an episode that says Subnautica Below Zero, parentheses, Spider-Man No Way Home spoilers, so that everybody visiting would have the luxury of knowing, hey, if you come in, know that this is going to be a thing, because I don't want to ruin it for anybody else. But I really like again, Doctor Strange 2 was really interesting to watch immediately after that Spider-Man movie, because they're so almost perfect mirror images, like inversions of each other in terms of what I liked and didn't like as much. Okay, so it just occurred to me, please tell me that I brought a beacon. Do I have a beacon in the prawn suit? Because I'm never gonna find this place again. I do have a beacon. Okay, so let's see if this place is worth beaconing. I'm gonna look around outside first, because for all I know, I'm gonna get like a spear through the face when I go inside. I doubt it. You know, this is an awfully big thing to ask somebody to do if you just want to stab them. Oh, Samler said that I found her much easier than he did, and I thought I had a lot of problems, so that is helpful information, Samlander. I picked up that plant, first of all, because I like to collect things, but also it is an ingredient in water purification tablets, which is the other option if you don't have access to those fire peppers. Okay. I feel like there's not a lot else to do except go inside. Yeah, Ronan, like you said, like you haven't seen it. That's exactly.
Damn satellite hasn't passed by in a while. I guess that was your doing.
Sam's not the only one in the family who knew what to do with vague directions in Old Wire.
She was an original, that sister of yours. First time I met her, I was sure she was Altera through and through. Not a crease in her uniform. Sending those damn bird bots to spy everywhere. Then, she surprised me. Maybe a little too much.
Meaning...
If you really want to know, there's a PDA on the bench that can point you in the right direction. If you need anything else, don't bother me. But you can help yourself at the greenhouse. Least I can do to repay you for getting those spine pests off my back.
Okay.
You can look all you want. There's more to Marguerite than any damn fangled gadget can see.
Marguerite Maida, or Maida? Missing, previously thought to be dead. Last known contact was on a recording found in another sector of 4546b, which is this planet, which claims that she killed a Reaper Leviathan. Personality markers. Marguerite is highly distrustful of authority figures, especially those tied to corporate entities. She is strong-willed and seems cold. She seems cold upon initial contact. Sure, if you say so. History. Not much is known about Marguerite. She was born and raised in the Mongolian states, a backwater corporate colony exploited for its mineral resources. She left home at 16 and went from one mercenary job to another. Eventually, she did tours with the Mongolian Defense Force and Trans-System Federation. She held an esteemed career before being dishonorably discharged from the TSF for going off mission. The details are unclear, but our resources have unearthed some scant details. Marguerite was the head of Intel and Reconnaissance mission. Of an Intel and Reconnaissance mission. We aren't clear what she stumbled upon, but she silently eliminated the entire local security apparatus over the course of 3 days. None of the local families would give more information. They only said they thanked God's hand for saving them. Her last mission was aboard the Degassi as private security against potential pirates and scavengers, which crashed on 4546b. So, I'm sorry, it doesn't specify where her sabotage happened, but it apparently wasn't here, because then it was after that she crash landed here, unless that was her goal and she's the reason that they crash landed. Jellybun says be right back. Also says your body doesn't care how you force the food poisoning to exit you, it takes every way out at the same time all at once. And I remember Jellybuns, it was above all else the sense of intense abdominal pressure, the need to expel what was causing the food poisoning, and yet it wasn't going easily, and it took days to rectify. Like, I kept thinking that I must be near the other side of it, and, you know, maybe I don't need to go get my stomach pumped, and then I never did, by the way, but if I had those days to live over again, I might have gone for it. And yes, I know it would have been a very unpleasant experience, but if I could have compressed that unpleasantness into a... Okay, is she gonna be mad? Oh, she said that I could take it. So wait, specifically I want a seed. Normally you get seeds by cutting them with the thermal blade. But I don't know in this case. Hold on, I'm gonna save it. Okay, that's not happening. Okay, I do have a couple seeds. Good. I'm completely packed on inventory, so let me put as much as I can into the prawn suit, including those very large seeds, and then we'll put away some of my ores as well. Oh, but Ronan, I was only going to acknowledge, like, what you just said about, like, you haven't seen it yet. That's exactly why I am so careful when talking about things, where I can sort of say, like, in broad strokes, here was my overall thought, but not in a way that I hope will give away any spoilers. Can I plant this? It doesn't look that way. That got me some seeds. Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to eat this before it decomposes. Now, is the wall pointer good for anything other than just it looks nice? New blueprint synthesized. I don't know if it helps produce, like, oxygen when the power's out, or plant shelf, indoor grow bed. This is miscellaneous, purely decorative. Purely decoration. Okay, fair enough. Just wanted to know. A shrub nut. Okay, is that a seed? It is not. Can I get seeds from it? Doesn't seem that way. Sorry, well, I'm not sorry. Just like to explain the careful look around. I want to make sure that I get everything that I can. Yes, I see the PDAs. It's nice that this guy isn't eating me right now. Like to be as thorough as possible so that I'm even more embarrassed when it turns out that I still missed something. Preston's plant. Semi-translucent leaves, sweet fruiting berry, hardy and capable. The fruit contains a paralytic agent that humans are unable to properly metabolize, but for certain animals it can act as something of a mild sedative. Well, hold on. Why would I want to eat it then, if I can't properly metabolize it? Oh, did I just get a cutting? Plant leaf is good in salads. Okay, well, can I plant it? I guess was the thing I was hoping to do. Hold on. Sorry, you. All right. And that appears to be everything that's not a PDA, at least as far as I can tell.
All right, Marge, old girl. We hate this greenhouse. So here are some pointers to remember so we never have to do the worst parts again. Too bad you can't fight malnutrition by hunting it down and killing it. So, first thing, insulation. First few nights the soil was rock solid. Ended up having to insulate the damn place with dehydrated kelp. Adding a thermal mass helped too. Heat from barrels of water. Probably should have just eaten the damned kelp. But nope, my body was craving a salad. Wish I was just made of exosuit. Next, grow lights were a must-have. Gotta admit, I felt pretty proud of my first full crop of lettuce. Fed half of it to Preston. That snowstalker will eat practically anything. Always spits half of it out, though. Another thing we have in common. The slobbery green mess makes good compost.
I've already synthesized an antidote and stashed it in a cave. I can go grab it and...
That's your plan?
You don't think it'll work?
You're thinking too small. Like maybe if you're polite enough about destroying the bacteria, Alterra will come around and see it your way. But do you believe in yourself or not?
I think so.
You think so? Come on. Is a bacteria a threat, or isn't it?
It is.
Does it need to be dealt with or not?
It does.
So who's right on this?
I am.
Say it like you mean it.
I am.
I said like you mean it, not like you're testifying before a rigged transgov court.
I am.
Great. Then what you gotta do is seal off the whole cave. I've got just the stuff. Made it for fishing, but it blew the whole ice shelf halfway to deep space. Vaporized all the fish.
Okay.
And you gotta hit the lab too, or there's just no point. Actually, you know what? Let me take care of that one. It'll be fun.
Well, now we know what ripped through all the labs, or I assume all of them. So that's it? Like, now we know that a cave exists. It seems like that's kind of important on what might have happened to our sister, but she gives us no additional details about that. There's no further conversation to be had. It's just go away now. It sure feels that way. All right. Also, Sam Linder, I did see, and you saw me like double check that I had a nut. The nut is a seed. I wish it was clearer on what's planted and what is just food. And then further says if you don't metabolism, it just means that it passes right through her. Grumpy says Angel steals all her food, leaving her to die. Hey, she said that I was free to take what I wanted, I think. I assume that's what she said. Who am I? It would be rude of me to turn down her generosity. So... Just before I leave... I will solicit advice from chat. Is there, with just a quick yes, no, is there anything else that I'm supposed to do here? Because I would really hate to have worked my way all the way over here and then like, oh wait, you didn't like talk to her from the right angle or something. So now I got to go all the way back later on. I feel like I've scanned everything. I've grabbed some seeds. I'm almost full on inventory space, so I don't know that there's anything else that I need to do. I just don't feel like there's enough information there to know. Aside from the fact that there's a cave that needed to be sealed off, not a lot of information where that cave might be. You missed the roof, says Samalander. Well, we might be able to get up there with the... I don't know if I scanned the greenhouse itself.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay, well, I don't think that I can get higher than this. I think I might already have, like, a glass dome for, like, a large room, which is what I think this is. I think this is large room. Let's look really quick. Actually, do we have large room at all? Large glass dome. Yeah, so I think I have it. I'm pretty sure that's it. Large room with a glass dome. Alright. Well, I'm going to, just in case, because beacons are cheap, I will marker this just in case I do need to come back. I guess we figured out our way up once, so we can do it again. Let me just grab the beacon out here. Let's put it there, but then also let's put it there so that I can plant it. I have a feeling that this would get me stabbed by Marguerite, like marking her place, but whatever. So, Marguerite's greenhouse. And in terms of what color we would make that, I don't know. Maybe blue, because it's like a location without any particular, like, resource tied to it. Yeah, that's usually what I've been doing. So, Marguerite's... Why do I not see it? There it is. Yep, we'll uncheck it. We will make it blue. So, now I can find my way back here if I need to. And that feels like everything that there is for this location. There is a light stick over here. I'm gonna just come over here in case there's other supplies, but I feel like that's probably about it. Yeah, let's head back to the Sunlander. Worth marking in case you accidentally eat all your plants, said Samalander. Gonna wait for a second. Again, it's very deep here, and I've got a pretty good crush depth, but I'd rather Spider-Man my way over there. Okay. Then have to find some way up from like 1,200 feet. If I can stand, that's ideal. Yeah, standing is better than hanging when it comes to cooling the jets. All right, And now I think we're going back to the main base. I mean, among other things, I need to charge the batteries. Probably make an ion... Oh, hi.
Our searches have been useful, but ultimately I have no definitive evidence as to the fate of my people. The network I hoped to rejoin may no longer exist. I cannot feel it.
There could be a million reasons for that. Like, what if the network had a system update? They're on version 2001.4 and you're still on version 14.2.
That would make me incompatible. How would I even begin to plan my upgrades?
Okay, that's not what I meant. Bad example. You still know how to get home?
Yes.
So don't give up. Go there, see for yourself what happened.
You are expressing optimism, but it is not supported by probability.
Hope isn't based on statistics. It's born from a drive for something better. There's a poem Sam loved. Hope is human. Hope is... Oh, right. Hope is the thing with feathers.
This does not match any fauna designation I can find in your PDA.
It's a line from a 19th century Earth author. Emily something. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. I promise we'll get answers one way or another, Ellen.
Adding hope to your database.
Okay, so it's actually only about 250 meters down, so it's not that bad. But I wanted to come down on our way back just to see what was down here. Like, for all I know, we're going to come down here and just find fields of diamonds or something. So, figured we'd do this. Also, Fox McCloud gave a big thumbs up. Good hook, Slingin' Slick. Okay, what the hell is this? Hope. Find and maintain hope is our update. Well, this looks like some place that I can die. All right, I'll bite. That sounds fine. Okay, I don't know how far it's gone. Probably not far. I think I actually just saw its tail. I didn't take that much damage. I am running at 2/3 power now. Like, we are reaching the point where I'm gonna want to go back. Yes, in our... Really sick of that guy. I want to go down there and look, but this guy is going to be a jerk about it. Okay, let me step away from the controls here for a second. Oh, God. What governs when you get stuck on the, like, little doorway, do you think? All right, let me put away some of this stuff just in case we find some cool things that we want to bring back. Pretty sure this locker is free and clear. We'll put away this stuff. And I'm going to say that whatever I find down there, I'm not going to need my cold helmet right now. The other change that I'll make is let's pop the battery on, like, the habitat builder, for example, and put that into the Sea Glide. Okay, and now let's take out the knife. Okay, I feel like we're ready to head down into that pit. And if whatever I find is more interesting than what we found at Marguerite's, then we might have to make a note someplace that there's a cool crevice here. Okay, some handy-dandy ledges to come back up. Based on, who was it, Jelly Buns? Or was it Jody K? Somebody had pointed out, maybe it was Maxine. Somebody had said that you... Oh, well, yeah, there's something here. The headlights on the prawn suit operate when you... Oh. But I haven't been here before, right? Is that possible? Did I come here and then... Hold on, let's look. Yeah, none of these shows like a distance. I'm looking for one that might be like straight up. It might be this one. PK8, is that where we are? Yep. Yeah, this was PK8. Wow. So PK8 was right next to her greenhouse, and I never knew it. Alright, well, now we know we can go back up. Sam Lander highlights, well, this looks like someplace I can die. Oh, and Sam Lander wants to get some of one of those chalk things. Yeah, they're pretty good. Fudge. Okay. So I do think as long as I'm here, there's not going to be any harm in picking up some diamonds and rubies. Especially since the rubies, since I've been using some of those recently. But yeah, it's interesting to be in a position where I feel like the one thing that I can say about No Way Home that I didn't, like, think that the action sequences were particularly well shot is almost like the least important thing about that movie, and that the other things that work well, I don't want to talk about in detail because many people won't have seen them, and yet, like, really want to talk about them in detail because I don't want to mislead people into believing that because one part of it isn't as well done, it's not worth seeing. And I overall enjoyed it quite a lot. Okay, so that's enough stuff, I'd say, for right now. The jump jets on the Mia suit really are, like, I don't remember them being this good in the previous game. I remember, like, making use of them, but not, I just don't remember them being able to go like 400 meters straight up in a single charge. Okay, so we are still headed back towards camera 1. And Sam Lander did say, I think that you've already scanned that one. We have to do some, well, okay, so we have determined that the Sea Truck dock does repair the modules. When we get back, what I'm going to want to do, though, is... This looks like something. Or is it just a... It's just a stone. Okay. What I am going to want to do is check the... Why am I failing at words? I am going to want to... Hold on. Okay, no, you don't have to select the horsepower upgrade. The sleeper module. I want to attach that on after we get back. It doesn't look very expensive. It does take a little bit of lead. I may need to go searching for lead a little bit. Hold on. Boy, if I had any idea if any of those were Galena outcroppings, I'd probably go grab them. It also, is it my imagination, or are there different colorations to at least the bladderfish? I feel like I see some of them appear to be much darker, some of them are much lighter blue, and it does seem to be like what depth that they're found at. And if they're like slightly different colorations based on the environment, I think that's a really cool idea. Bladderfish do change colors based on where you see them, says Salamander. Yeah, that is a very cool detail. I couldn't say if that was in the first game or not, I just don't remember. But yeah, this sea truck upgrade, I know that Grumpy was really excited for me to interact with it. Now, this is the main wreck where we got 2 out of the 3 pieces for the, what's it called? Yeah, and by the way, 0 regrets about getting the feedback from Salamander that I wasn't going to be able to find all 3 pieces in that one wreck, because I was really like, we've all hit points at games, right, where you're like, I feel like I've searched it super thoroughly, and yet I have reason to believe that I missed something. So do I just continue to spin my wheels here, or can I go on to other things? There's almost no better value to the yes/no questions than, am I looking in the right place? Because if you're not even looking in the right place, just knowing that you can move on to something else is so freeing. Although I think in your inventory, says Salamander, they're all the same. Yeah, that I would also agree with. That is my assessment as well. Also, thermal power. Yeah, when we get back, I would like to... So we're going to obviously repair our tools. We're going to repair our tools. We're going to see about building a sleeper bed. I don't think that I have enough to build the... what's it called? Hold on. Let's... I don't want to bang the base if I can avoid it, but we will get... Okay, just bang the base. It's fine. Let me just park here briefly. Just gonna undock the Mia suit. And now we're gonna go into the dock. Which... Maybe someday I'd like to find a different orientation for this, but... Oh, the power's out. Of course it will be. We've been away for too long. Okay, so let me stop here. We're gonna get some food for the reactor. These featherfish should do just fine, I think. As well as the hoopfish. Alright, I will be right back, sea truck.
Warning, emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, that gets the lights back on. Now, as we know, if I connect up the vehicles immediately, recharging them is going to overtax the batteries. So I do need to wait a beat. They're fine. Here's what we can do in the interim. Let's not do that. We're going to take the battery out of this. We're going to take the battery out of the habitat module. And yes, putting these batteries onto charge is also going to tax things, but it's where we can get started at least. And the repair tool. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me go do my repairs first. Yeah. Okay. It's not where I expected to find the Mia suit, but so be it. Oh, right, I took the battery out of this. Okay. Well, whatever. I mostly just want to make sure that the cab is not damaged. The dock will take care of the rest. Yeah. As far as I know, it doesn't repair the cab, but it will repair all the other modules. Alright. So, I'm gonna vote let's screw it, and we'll just dock the sea truck. Now that's coming in at about 57%, and we'll just have to see if the reactor can try to keep up with that. Okay, new plan. Instead of putting on the regular batteries to charge, thermal power. What realistically do I need to do this? I know that I was stymied for a little bit on lack of resources, but I'm pretty sure that we are past that now. So, yes, magnetite, aerogel, and titanium. I'm not even kidding that I do feel like I need to double check my titanium supply. We're good there. So aerogel is made from gel sacks and rubies, some of which I have. Okay, so let's trade out some gel sacks for rubies. Let's make a aerogel. Jellybun says, aha! I was just made aware that there's no school for the little ones tomorrow. I can sleep. Yes, yes, tomorrow will be a day off for me as well, Jellybuns. I'm very glad to hear that it will be for you, too. All right. Yeah, we started at 60 power. We're now down to 35. So... okay, so now we just need 5 pieces of titanium. And... we're also going to need power transmitters, because although we have thermal power near at hand... oh, hi, spicy fruit salad. I didn't know that's a thing. Okay. Power transmitter, I think, is something that we're going to need. Probably at least a couple. Even if we don't need them, I'd like to have the resources just in case we do. So that is right here. Gold and titanium. So let's pick up some extra titanium. Let's put away that. I was going to drink a couple waters, I guess. Yeah, let's do that. Diamonds and stuff. Like, surely I have a thing for diamonds? Yes, I do. Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to clear inventory space to get the stuff that I need. I guess I shouldn't necessarily make another... well, yes, I am going to make another gel, because I need to compress something, so that... let's just assume that someday I'm going to need some more aerogel. Is that it? Are we out of power? Yeah, I think it's happening, kids. So let me find some gold, somewhere. Okay. Now let's go get ourselves a... shoot. Hold on. We're gonna need some power for... oh, the power's actually going back up now. I think it might have recharged the sea truck. That would be good news. Let's put this battery on here. This battery in place of that one. This battery in place of that one. And the repair tool I can also swap out. Okay. We're gonna get that. And that. And... now, how did I wind up with 0 batteries? I thought I was doing a lot of 1-for-1s. I guess I came up with exactly 1 too few batteries. So I could pop it out of the laser cutter temporarily. That'd be fine. Let's just remember not to leave yet. Okay, so I've got the habitat builder. So, oh, there's one other thing that I would really want, which is a foundation, and I don't think that I have the pieces for that. Okay. I need a little bit more lead. Let me just double check. The thermal plants work so much better on foundations. Two leads. Yeah, I think we might need to go looking for galena outcroppings, but let's find out. And let me check here. I've got 1 lead. Let me pick up the 1 lead that I have. If I can find 1 more, then we'll have enough for a foundation. Here's our goal. We put a foundation near a thermal vent. Then we put the... what's it called? thermal plant on the foundation so that it sits better. Lead. Perfect. Okay. So, now it's just a matter of where's our closest thermal bin. Oh, Patikin's got to turn in. Patikin, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you have a great night. Sam Lander's saying it actually does repair the cab, which is good to know. I am glad to be wrong about that. And look at this. Yeah, we really are very close to this. So, let's build ourselves a foundation first. As always, the nice thing is that if I'm wrong on where we want this, we can just move it very easily. Okay, now let's get ourselves a thermal plant. So that's nice and green. Get out of here, fucker! God damn it. So I don't like that it's hanging off a little bit. Yeah, let's put it... Let's put it right here. I think we can fit multiple thermal plants on our foundation. Not that we're necessarily going to need them, but it'll be nice to make sure that we have enough power for everything. I swear to God.
Power restored. All primary systems online.
I wasn't looking for this fight, but if you're not going to leave me alone... What am I stuck on, by the way? We can do more of that if you want, or you can leave me alone to put up my power transmitter. Okay. Power transmitter. What a fucking asshole. I swear to God. Sorry, this is annoying. Okay. Did I hold on, this might actually be outside range because it's not showing as being transmitting. Power transmitter. Let's put one here, then. Alright, that's definitely lit up. And now the next one could be right here, I hope. Now see, I see the blue line, and it's green. And now it's connected. Okay, so thermal power get. That should be a long-term solution for our power problems, and if we need more, we can just put at least 3 more right on here. That's what I like about putting them on the foundations. How much power is it generating? That's a good question. Some, but I also am not 100% sure how to tell. So right now we've got 2 sources of power, and I have to say that the power supply is still going down. I guess, but hold on, we do know that it's connected because my overall battery is up to 750, so it's definitely connected, but it's actually not producing as much power as I might want. So let's see if we can shore it up a little bit. Once we can build it once, we can build it a second time. Yeah, let's get some more aerogel. Now I feel better about making this. Get a couple magnetite out. And 4 more titaniums. I would have expected that the bioreactor and the thermal plant together would have been enough for the base, even with the other thing connected, but let's see if we can make that a reality now. I'm going to put this one right next to its cousin. I don't know, man. Hopefully that's a little bit lined up. Okay, yep, they're both connected. This one's a little bit further forward. I would correct it, except I'm being annoyed right now. Alright, let's see if that keeps the power steady. Let me head over here.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Not really? Which is interesting. Oh, there's a display on... Oh, Samlander, is it not close enough, do you think? Hold on, maybe that's it. He says there's a display on the thermal plant itself. Oh, it's not hot enough. Okay, then we move everything, because that should be easily resolved. Does it have to be up higher? Okay, it's time to play Let's Figure Out What's Not Firing. So... Okay, I gotta... This guy's not gonna stop. He just has a bug up his ass about this, so... Hold on, Samlander, we will come back and resolve this soon. What I need before here and there is... Yeah, let's just grab it out of the emergency kit, I guess. Or let's not even bother with that. Hold on, I'm gonna save it. We need to convince this person to leave us alone. Yeah, now he's being a big coward about it. Okay. So, the thermal plant... Maybe... These are thermal vents, right? Like, I'm not misunderstanding what these things are, right? Well, we'll also know if we get close. Temperature. Hold on, I'm looking at my temperature gauge, but it's just reading at 100. That's not right. Similar saying, I don't know if those are actually hot. Maybe they're not. That would certainly explain why we're not getting as much power as I had hoped. So... Okay. Okay, so there's a couple things in sequence. I want to... I thought these were thermal vents the whole time. I can say this, I'm not seeing any sign of it being hot when I stay near this. Before I change, what I'm going to do is do a scan for, like, thermal zones, and if we have to build it further away, we'll build it further away. Like, I do feel like there's other areas that we can go to. But before I change it, I'd also like to have some of this lead. No. Have I successfully picked the furthest one away? The prawn suit has a temperature gauge. That would have been something that I could have checked before I came out here then. I knew there was a temperature gauge, I just didn't remember where it was. That was just titanium. that'd work for thermal. That doesn't feel like a good idea. How much lead have I gotten for this? Wow! 1 piece is what I've gotten for the ones that I've broken open so far. That's 2. Yikes. Alright, let's start heading back towards the prawn suit and stuff. Yes, I'm keeping one eye on my O2 gauge, but...
Calorie intake recommended.
Yeah, I guess this was just a misfire of my thinking that those black smokers were hot. Were they hot in the previous game, or did I just make this up completely inside my own head? See if we can get these. Okay, well this one's pretty close to my base anyway.
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Hold on, was that it? Yeah, this is the zone where it tends to like spawn them inside of the geometry in a way that I can't get to. So we can definitely make this happen. If all it's going to take is some extra power transmitters, that's fine.
Oxygen.
Okay. We're going to do the following things. I'm going to get some more gold. And I need some calorie intake. Okay, and I want a medikit. So, gosh. So many thoughts all at the same time. Let's put away the titanium for a second. Let's put away the lead for a second. Let's go get some gauze so that we can make a medikit. We do need a thermoblade for that. I'm only partially sure that that's the right part. I'm pretty sure the seeds give us lubricant. And the clusters give us the fiber. Yes. Okay. Now I'm gonna have... Oh, wait. Medikit, right? Or do I need 2 of those? Nope, just the 1. Okay. That solves the I'm about to die problem. I have 2 other relative, recent I am going to die problems. So... let's get some regular water. Samliner says, I'm pretty sure I made the same mistake. Stuff like that was hot in the previous game. Okay. At least I didn't, completely make it up. No, well, hold on. Grumpy was saying 250 max. Biggest Bug has the friend over. I've been confined to my room. Oh, is that because of, parents are lame? Or is that because of the, food sickness? Okay, and now I do need some food. Let's go check, because I do feel like I have some edibles in the sea truck. And then, yes, how did you know? I would like to get all these markings off the screen. Let's take that, and we're going to grab that and that. So I'll have a great big snack. Okay. Eat, eat,
Vital signs
eat,
stabilizing.
and eat. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to save it. Now, let's pick up some full batteries. We're going to swap out for a full battery. We're going to swap into a... Wow. And anything else? No, that pretty much takes care of the battery issues. We're going to put that one on to charge. I mean, I guess technically the habitat builder, but we're going to build more habitat stuff. So, next up... Thank you, Samalander, for pointing out that they might not be hot. I was really like, oh, I guess they just don't generate as much power as I thought. But no, they don't generate any because they're just sitting here in tepid water. Let's get this. All right. I don't quite know what that was. 2? All right. So I'm just now learning that you just tap the number sign key instead of dragging and dropping out of the bar. I did not know that.
Warning, emergency power only.
Okay. And we'll probably take down that thing as well. Hey, if I... Hold on. If I deconstruct this while the prawn suit is standing on top of it, does the prawn suit fall or does the game glitch? I honestly don't know which of those two things is more likely, so I'm just going to move the prawn suit. And if that strikes you as being non-adventurous, yes, I'm non-adventurous. I don't want my game to crash. Come on. Oh, really? We lost power. I heard it say that, but I wasn't sure that that's what it meant. Alright, well, we'll figure that out in a minute. Let's see if we can get the lights back on. Thank you for the follow to Nighthawk. Nighthawk 1964. Okay. Now, the issue is that the next thing I'd want to do is scan for a thermal zone, because although we did find one on the way here, I don't know where that is relative to where I am, because I have no sense of direction and never ever look at that compass that's so prominent at the top center. So now that I've fed myself, now we feed the reactor long enough to run a new scan. Come on. Hey, remember back when I had a grav trap? Do you think that's still here? Somewhere? Yep. That'll make the hunting kind of easy. Oh, inventory full. Okay.
Warning, emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
And yeah, let's put in the boomerangs and the featherfish first. Okay. If it could just, like, stay on for a minute.
Primary systems online.
Show me... heat area. It's already found one. Probably pretty close. Nighthawk says, where are you from? I'm from Denmark. So, I am from the United States, but, oh boy. See, now I'm gonna fail at remembering who is from where. I will say this, you would not be the only person from Denmark that hangs out here. It's just that I don't always remember each person's nationality and then get very uncomfortable about guessing. I did not yet pull down the spare foundation. I don't think so. Boy, I'm having a real one. Did I? No, because I've only got 2 pieces of titanium, of lead on me. So where was that foundation? Wasn't it here? I feel like it was right there. All right. Let's try to go get some of this set up. All right. Salmon says, bah, who needs grav traps? The HUD needs distance. It would be helpful. I can understand from like a designer perspective why they might not, because they don't want the scanner room to completely eliminate the sense of exploration. But it certainly would be helpful. Okay. So. See, the temperature gauge says 100, and I don't think that it's 100%. Oh, there it is. It's over on the right-hand side. So this is apparently 30 degrees Celsius. This exploding fire, underwater fire, is 30 degrees Celsius, is what it's telling me. Sure. And the Sunlander is 74 meters that way. So this does feel like a good place to build a thermal plant. I'm going to save it because getting out on the assumption that this exploding fire is lukewarm seems very, very unwise. I guess it's 20 degrees out here. Okay, let's go for this, and I would like a foundation, please. I don't know if I can fit a foundation down here. This whole plan may not work as intended. No, there's literally nothing here that will do a foundation. Okay, then we'll skip directly to thermal plant. And this will work. So, yeah, it seems kind of hot. Okay, so I guess we'll just put a thermal plant right next to it. It briefly had a thing on the screen, and now it doesn't. 29 degrees. It's actually colder, Samalander. It's colder down here. What the hell? $29 degrees is what it is right next to this caldera. It's so hot that my character caught on fire and took like a quarter of lives in damage, but not hot enough for that to register as above bathwater. Let me just refill an oxygen real quick. Save. Okay. It is possible that this one is just like glitched. The problem is, it is by far the closest option. So I don't want to leave it. And build it closer somehow. Seems pretty hot. Okay, that is 68 degrees that it's now reading. I don't know how it's not hotter than that, but at least it's something, right? So, what is the furthest distance? I feel like here I don't have the blue beam, so we're gonna go like right there. That is not transmitting. Okay. Okay, that is transmitting. All right, so now we'll bring it up here. Wait, that's transmitting? It's got a blue beam. Hold on a second. Look at it. That seems like magic, but screw it. If it's going to tell me that that volcanic eruption is not very warm, then I'm going to accept this glitch as well, where it just like transmits straight through the stone. Let's see what we get. 68 is better than 35. Okay. Pause for a second. Yeah, I guess we'll dock, but I need another medikit.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay. Pause for a second. Yes, I do have enough inventory space. Let's go get some creepvine. I don't know when one of these is gonna like wear out from the amount that I've cut. I'm trying to like consistently cut from one of them. Oh, that was actually the answer right there. So let's grab a seed cluster and plant it, because it's gonna take a little bit of time. And then I will cut some more from this. Do I have room for one more? I actually don't. So I think I actually need more than one medikit now to get back up to full. Okay, well, it's definitely connected because we're back up to 750 power. I would say that the power overall is going up, even with the prawn suit connected. So, on the whole, we'll call it a victory. The lava must be very hot. You would think. That's what I've heard about it. Apparently in this game, it carries the same sort of ambient temperature as a screen door. Think for a second. What else would I want to do? Medikit. Let's do this and this and this. And then hopefully, I know it seems weird, but the creepvine that I have is going to age so quickly that I just want to get the second one that I can. There we go. Now, medikits. Yeah, the temperature around that, like, does feel real inconsistent. Yeah, and then I'm gonna have one more. Okay, I'm at 100%, and we didn't have to exhaust anything in our emergency kit. That's for when we're out and about, not for when we're just, like, around. Let me have a snack. I feel like that's actually gonna fill us up real good. And if I can, I'll put the peepers back in here. Yep. Okay. The reactor is still online, so the two of them are still working together, so we're good there. Yeah, power is steadily going up the entire time that we're here. I bet the thermal plant can keep us in good working order with nothing charging, and then if we did need to charge, we can still feed the thermal reactor. So let me cancel this. Okay, that feels fine. The big thing with those thermal vent spots does fluctuate, so power varies as well. Okay, thank you for that information, Fox Fam. And I hope Little Kit or whatever, I'd like to be close on the name. I hope that they're doing okay. All right, so I don't need a lot of this, the rest of this stuff right now. We can put away our lead. It's okay, but I can't. We can put away some of this extra titanium. The gold is here. The lithium, I don't have like a super sharp place where it should be that I remember yet. How am I doing on... I do have some copper, not a ton. Am I actually... I can't be completely out of lithium outside of what's in my pockets, can I? It kind of feels that way, which is weird. Really? Hold on. No, I do have some lithium here. All right, let's take out the salt so I can put not. Oh, there was lead in here too. Good. And then the lithium. So we got lead and lithium along with some advanced crafting materials. The magnetite I can put away because I picked up some extra in case I wanted to do a second thermal thing. I still got this aerogel, and then the salt is kicking around mostly to make that hydrochloric acid. Though what I need right now is just a place to put it away. I think we just straight up need another locker is where we're at. Let's pull out some titanium. And we're gonna go here and here, and yeah, you bet I'd like to have some internal grow beds. That would solve a lot of our food problem. It's just all of the everything. Okay. And then I still have a spare lithium. I guess we'll just put that there. Okay, and we're gonna put in mostly salt. Salt. No, SLT hands. There we go. So I would like to expand the base. And one option for that is up. I've never been good at up, so let's see what we can do. I feel like the reactor's offline. I feel like I can safely... Storage container is not empty. What does that mean? Yes, it is. Is it saying that I can't unbuild this? Storage container is not empty. It might be upset that the locker is built very close to it. I think it thinks the locker is attached, says the Foxdam. Thank you for that. Okay. The best way around that is to build a new locker. So that's quartz and 2 titanium. That should be, I hope, easy to come by. I hope. I have tons of quartz in one of these. Yes, alright. So, new floor locker. And now we're just going to move literally everything out of this one and into that one. All of this. And I feel like that was all of it. And all of this. Yeah, ideally, like, just to sort of, like, share the plans, what I'd like to do is have a room that would do things like, you know, growing stuff, and then, like, a more dedicated storage room, which is a little bit more thoughtfully laid out, maybe a large room or something. So let's get rid of that. And now maybe the reactor. Okay, exactly. Perfect. Thank you for the Fox fam. Guys is doing well. Thanks, Temp has stayed down since we raided. That's good. Samlander says every person, including myself, builds and carries in-vehicle emergency kits that they then never actually use. Oh, but I have used it. Like, it straight up saved my life when I had an extra power cell in the... Yeah, I've actually delved into mine a couple times. It's my last resort, but it's a resort that I very much like having access to. Now, if I wanted to do a vertical connector, that's the next thing that I'd like to try, which is this right here. Apparently I can't do it from inside, so let's go outside. I don't know if you have to do like a ladder first or what. Nope, it really doesn't like doing that. So where would you put a vertical connector? What's here? I guess. But not on the room. You can't build up from a room. Okay. Well, then here it is, I guess. 5.3. So from there, if I wanted to do another room of some kind... Oh, that's weird. Very low structural integrity. That's probably not going to be a good pick. And I don't have enough for that. So I think that I can put a ladder in there. I thought you could do it inside of a room as well. Am I completely... Let me just try to put down a ladder. No. But maybe here if I put a room above it. Oh, Grumpy's saying you can stack rooms. Foxfam is saying take back supplies like smart people. I see. You can build up from a room, just not with those connectors. Okay, maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. Let's grab a bunch of titanium. Okay, so if I wanted to do a double-decker room here, would it just be like this? And if this starts popping the base, I will immediately unbuild it. We're fine.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay, so now we can do a ladder. Yes. Not there, though. Ladder. Let's, Can I rotate this at all? That's the one orientation it will allow? Yeah, okay. Well, I guess we'll figure this out. Okay. So, thank you for that. Now, because we have, like, a ladder in the middle of the room, I can't put a new bioreactor in here. So... Buttons. The other thing we're going to need is some more reinforcement, because I'm going to add more stuff onto this base. In order to do that... Where's reinforcements? Here. And that's going to be... Oh, lithium, really? I thought it was lead. Thank goodness I have so much lithium somewhere. Here we go. So... Probably the best place to put, like, structural upgrades would be in, like, the main tunnel here, I would think. Yeah, let's... Okay, we have a nice strong base now. Gosh, it's gonna suck to go, like, 4 rooms anytime I wanna, like... build the reactor. Or like, fuel the reactor. Do I have any other options on where I put this? First of all, a large room is... 6? Oh, sorry, just a regular room. 6, and I've got 5. Alright, that's enough for 2. Let me go outside and see how we want to, like, lay this out. I think you can put ladders on one of the side hatches, but not if there's stuff in the way, like lockers and stuff. Let's try that then. Womp womp. Yeah, we're... See, now I want to try that. I think we can still do this, yeah. Alright, let's pop that. And then let's try to put the ladder against the wall. Oh, there we go. Okay, thank you, Grumpy. For some reason, I thought that that was a center of the room only thing. So, yeah. Okay, so let's put the reactor here then. That's fine. All right, so that if nothing else gives us a massive battery. Without this, our battery power stops at 250. But even just having this adds an extra 500, and we can certainly boost up our power. Let's... Yeah, I don't have anything there that I want to feed it. We're gonna need water pretty soon. And we might even be able to, like, whoops, fit a locker to one side of this. Yeah. Okay. Still, I'm glad that we took that out, because now we can work around it very easily. Okay, so let's put our salt and stuff away. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to leave it in this orientation, but off of the reactor room, or maybe this would be our grow room, and then we would have a different room for the reactor. In order to do that, though, I still want to go outside. Yeah, I've got plenty of titanium. Battery's running a little bit low on the deal, but that's fine. Alright, so if I wanted to do another room, I'm not sure that I'd want it to be there. How about just another room? Okay, it doesn't want to... I feel like some automated defense turrets or something, that'd be awfully helpful. I feel. So yeah, we could go off further into the abyss if we wanted to. We'd go over here if we wanted to. Is there room over here for a room? I guess there's one way to find out. Yeah, that's got some nice supports to it. That's fine. And then a room. Why does it say that we can't? Any indication or just pure intransigence? You're not allowed. I think it's too close to the wall. Okay. That's not a crisis. We could try putting it the other way, but I do feel like the moon pool's going to be too close. Grumpy's saying, I think you can build rooms next to each other without a connector. Let's... So it really doesn't want to... Okay, so it will theoretically do that, except that it won't. And we can't do it over here because the hatch is in the way. Now I see what it's objecting to. Over here... Oh, hold on. That looks like it would work, but it's so ugly with the two struts. Or we could go up another level. We could go up another level. It's not the worst thing. Except that then we'd always be climbing up another ladder. Anything out here that we could do? Nope. We have to reposition that light. And then this would be, just remind me, is gonna... Yeah, have those two hideous struts. It looks so stupid. Now, there's another possibility. We build off of this. Like, I'd take out this reinforcement. Have I mentioned that I really, really hate these guys? Okay, why is it not allowing me to do this? There we go. I feel like I need to go get another stupid thing again. Like, I really need to, because if I don't get healed, that guy's gonna kill me, and I'm gonna feel like an idiot that I didn't just go get the gauze when I had the chance. He didn't, like you said, that I said that the two struts were stupid. Yeah, they do take that personally. Okay, I don't have quite enough for another one. Okay, pause for a second. Let's go in here. We're gonna go here. We're gonna make some gauze. And then we're gonna make a medikit. It's not even that I want them dead. I just want them to go away. Like some sort of a deterrent would be a very welcome tool. Okay, so we've got that. Let me save it up real quick. I could go for a drink, so we're going to grab some bladderfish. Here, here, and water. Kill him like Mia did. I would firmly support that. It's just, it takes so long to kill them. Jody K does say that they'll go away if they're dead. I'm going to say that it's now time for me to grab one battery, and we're just going to replace this one. And then put the low battery on. Okay. If he's still out there, I will get the prawn suit and I will dissuade him from further interaction. Okay, what I was doing was maybe building an extra room out here. Maybe. On what planet? Hold on a second. Why does it not... Is it because the hatch is there? Yeah, it definitely does not want to... Oh, wait. I need to rebuild that as a T connector, don't I? Okay, I get it. Hold on a second. In order to do that, I think I'd have to remove this as well. Okay. Now we'll go for a T connector. Okay. Yeah, clearly he's just not going to get bored. And now maybe I can do a room there. Multi-purpose room. Here. 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 It really wants to show me that I can't do it right there, but okay, let's try one more option. Okay, multi-purpose room. There we go. Okay, yeah. If it's gonna have struts on both sides, at least that's something. I don't like it when it's got like these two weird long stalks off one side. Oh, also Jody K was saying, how about a foundation? That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all, because I did not need a foundation for my thermal plant. Although, if I was to put a foundation anywhere, I'd actually probably want to put it underneath the scanner room. And that would add a lot of foundation, sorry, a lot of structural integrity to it as well. That's going to take some lead, but we can do that. Okay, just remind me, what is a foundation cost? Yes, I have enough. Now, what I don't know is, can you build a foundation after the fact, or does it have to be there in advance? So we're going to find that out. It definitely looks like it has to be there before the fact. Either that or just straight up doesn't fit into that location. Let's test it out here. Over here, it just sort of does whatever it wants. It's not really snapping to this in the way that one might expect. Like, it doesn't center underneath the room. Okay. That's enough. That's enough from that guy. Nope, you're not gonna stop. We've tried to chase you off a couple times. You keep coming back. Dead now? Okay. Then fucking stop it. Okay, hopefully that guy chills out. So, yeah, foundations. I've never actually used them on a base before, but let's see if it makes a difference to the structural integrity of this base. I gotta say, it looks really bad, just sort of being like half on, but let's see. +2, total now 4.3. And that's this base, right? Also, Foxroom says rooms snapped the corners of the foundation. That's how they're built. You can put 4 underneath one. Okay, that is more lead than I have by a pretty good amount, I think. I might just leave it like that. I don't know. We might also take that out and just put in some reinforcements on the side. So what, like, I'm sort of like thinking out. What I'd probably do now is that this would be the, like the grow room. And anytime that I needed to feed the reactor, I'd come in here, come up here, and do it that way. And then the main storage room would be down this hallway. And we'd put our fabricator and stuff in here. That's at least a thought. Oh, and like the aquarium could still stay in this room. Kind of feel like that's the way to go. Yeah. At least for now. Like, that gets things a little bit more organized. Put those 2 reinforcements back. Integrity is low. That is a good idea. Especially right here. Right here. Okay, what am I missing? Titanium. I can get that. I think we're going to have to do a titanium run before too long, because I'm using a lot on projects like this. Okay, now we got plenty of structural integrity. And when I get more lead, maybe I will, like, round out that foundation a little bit more, if I didn't already unbuild it. So, let's get... Yeah, we're going to grab some titanium. And then we're going to do a floor standing locker. And we'll just, like, get it started over here so that I can start moving things into this room. Now all I need is a pack mule to help me carry everything from one to the next. That here. And I should probably, like, just have a spare locker up against the wall for, like, my things so that I have that extra inventory space available. Or this one's free right now. So yeah, let's take out all the stuff that I don't need to do this particular project. And let me just rename this to my stuff. So I'm going to come back and get that later. So, yeah, let's do the fabricator. Anything else that I can specifically unbuild? We could put in the battery charger. Is this empty yet? We could grab this. Whoops. Hold on, I didn't quite get it. Wait, hold on just 1 second, because apparently either Moo or Grumpy is an inveterate liar, and we have to determine which one it is. The 2 struts were stupid, but this monstrosity is okay. Hey, as long as it's got struts on all sides. That's when Foxjam said put the 2 reinforcements back. Much better. I was worried. So, like, as long as I don't add more stuff, the structural integrity could be at like 1 and it would be okay, or are there other factors that can make a difference? All right, and now we're gonna unbuild that. Okay, so let's start moving this stuff in. So I do like having the fabricator basically right here. Yeah, let's put the fabricator maybe there. And then if I could put the battery charger underneath it, that I feel like that would save some space. Even better if it looks like it's all part of one singular unit. It's not too bad. Let's put on... Yeah, well, I mean, why not swap this battery out now? And I might... Oops. We'll just put the other batteries on there so they're not in my inventory right now. Okay, so we've got a little, like, kiosk there. I might move that around a little bit as we go. So, next up would be additional lockers, and, like named lockers where we can put stuff. So, I'm just going to start putting them up as we go. We'll put up as many as we can. I haven't decided on this placement. I don't think that we can fit that many over here, but I just want to double check. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna space these out a little bit more. Like that. I like lining them up so that they look like they're sort of like in line with the curve of that, like, design. It looks a little low. You could fit some ground lockers. Yeah, I might do some ground lockers in the middle. That's why I wanted a storage room specifically. I wanted room to put like some high capacity lockers like right in the center. Okay, so this gets us started. We're definitely going to want to have a titanium locker. We're definitely going to want to have a diamonds locker. Well, hold on. We're going to want to have this, like, laid out in some kind of way. So right next to titanium, I'd probably want to have copper. Do I have any other... Yeah, we're running light on room here. Let's put away all this stuff. Next to copper, we'd probably want to have quartz. Yeah, I'm trying to think of, like, a logical layout that would put, like, metals and minerals together. Maybe spare food. I need lots more titanium. And to an extent, like, I was fine in the original base of just having gems together, right? Like, just, this is for gems. So that would be diamonds and rubies, for example. I don't know that there's often a lot of need to have those things separated out. Because I usually don't have so many that they're filling up a complete locker. And we're just going to try to get this more or less in the center of these guys. Okay, so let's set one for quartz. And then from there, I'm trying to think of, like, what's, like, the next most common thing. Oh, these are not... Sorry. This one's much higher than the others. Because I was, like, lining it up against the wall, not against its, neighbors. I don't know, man. That's the best I got. So, what else do I, you know, salt, maybe? Salt isn't that common, but yeah, we might, you know, kick these to fit. It's sort of looking at what I've got actually on hand. Let's put the quartz away here. I actually don't have any copper to put into the copper tube yet. And then we're getting into metals, which is fine. So let's grab some silver and gold. Remember when I had like a ton of silver? Yeah, we might I'm not sure that I like having the salt there. Let's put silver. Yeah, we're gonna move quartz next to... We're gonna swap these. Okay, this is my new quartz. Oh my god, I can't decide what order I want these things in. Okay, copper. This is gonna be for silver. This one here is gonna be for gold. And then quartz is gonna be someplace else. So what did I actually put in here? Nothing. Nothing. Okay, silver. Then we're gonna put our gold away. I don't have any copper at all to put into the copper one. Salt remains to be seen. Actually, you know what? Salt would probably go next to the aquarium, now that I think about it. We'd probably have the salt right there for making, like, cured foods and stuff. Jody K's asking, what's the egg? I have been picking up creature eggs as I've gone. Yeah, as Samlander says, if you could name the ground lockers, they'd be perfect. But Samlander, you were actually the one who pointed out that you can put up, like, custom nameplates. So I might put one, like, we could put one above that and name it that way. Like, a titanium locker would make more sense because you tend to get so many of them. But yeah, Jody K, I have been picking up creature eggs, and I don't, to my knowledge, currently have a way to hatch them. So, yeah, were I to put... Oh, right. Sorry. I was going to leave the aquarium in here because this is going to be my grow room. I don't yet know exactly where it's going to be, but yeah, my bad. Let's put the aquarium right back where it was. Hold on. Not that. Let's put our fish back in. And then, yeah, let's put up a locker... right next to the aquarium, I guess. And that'll be where the salt is. It is a crafting material, but it's also like a food material. So we'll just have that nearby. Oh, and name it salt. Alright, I guess I do have some copper, so we can put that away. This titanium is pretty much cleared out, so we can take that one down. Magnetite, yes. I love the fact that I have enough magnetite to be worthy of a locker named magnetite. Let's put the magnetite right next to the gold, I would think. Yep. Put that right there. Copper we can put away now. Now, the table coral, like, now we're getting to, like, gems. I'm trying to think if there's any other metals that I need to... Oh, like, lead and lithium. The issue with those is that I so rarely have enough to be, like, concerned about, like, having a special locker for them. So, at least for the time being, I will simply... there-ish. Lead, lith. We'll just, pair these up. Maybe someday I'll have enough to warrant separate lockers for them. And my character's getting very, very hungry. So, let's go visit the grav trap. I didn't bring my scooter, so we're just gonna grab what we can.
Seek fluid intake.
Yep, working on it. And yeah, we might as well, like, clear the whole thing out. I mean, among other things, we can... I hate having the bladderfish in my hand. Absolutely grotesque. All right.
Captain.
I'm gonna come down here and water. Whoops. You don't have named eggs yet. No, not so far. I think I've scanned them all, but I could be wrong. You need the bigger aquarium to hatch them. That is my memory as well, Foxfam. Foxfam says, I usually have 2 or 3 plus the prawn dock. Wait. 2 or 3 whats? Hold on, let me do this. So we're gonna eat that, and that. So I could use some more water, but we're okay for the time being. Let me put away what fish I can here, and what fish I can't, we'll shove into the reactor. All right. Next up... Okay, so we do have, like, some quartz and glass that we can put away extra. So let's grab this. We shall put... Oh, I still haven't put up a quartz, thing yet. So, after lead and lithium, is there anything else specific that, like, is in metals? Kyanite is really more of an ore, as far as I know. Alright, I'll tell you what. If we have to move it, then we have to move it. Let me throw up another locker. And again, I'm going to put the third locker in first. And then we'll try to, like, line this up. Even if the 2 that we have currently are not even remotely lined up. If you're looking at this on your screen and saying, like, oh my god, they're so crooked, they don't, like, line up visually. I see it too, but I'm also very bad at fixing it. And in a weird way, I don't want there to be a snap to grid, because I feel like then everybody's base would come out looking exactly the same if there was a snap to grid. Okay, so let's go with quartz, glass. Okay, quartz, glass, and we'll, like, double up both quartz and the thing that you make a lot from quartz. The next locker, not sure yet. Let's go see what we got. Menatite lives with gold in my precious metals locker, says Jody K. Simulator always has a locker named PB and lithium. What is PB? Because I always put the PTU chemical name for some reason. What is PB? I don't know platinum. LI is lithium, but PB is escaping me. Storage modules for my C train. Also, Jody K is saying a simulator, that's a great way too bad I've forgotten most of them. Kyanite is technically a crystal, but metal should be good from what I can remember too. PB is lead. Okay. That was complete last time. And then, like, table coral's like an organic. So... yeah, now we're into diamonds and rubies. Which I kind of want to be on a wall together. Yeah, the gel sacks are also... hold on, we can start moving over some of the quartz as well. Gel sacks and table coral, I sort of want to have on a wall near each other. Let's put away this quartz. So this locker I would probably want to have for kyanite or another mineral. I guess technically it said crystal, but we'll, like, pencil that in as kyanite so that I can be sad every time it doesn't have anything in it. As far as organics, that's where I might put against this wall. And that's going to be for gel sacks, table coral, creature eggs. Up another one here or so. Yeah, they're just not gonna be even. They just are not gonna be. Did Mia get her lockers even? Was she able to, like, get these so that they looked a little bit correct? Alright, so let's do, table, coral. Then we're gonna do gel, sacks. Then we're gonna have, just organics, because there's some things like spiral coral and stuff that I just spiral cuttings or whatever, where I just don't really have enough, and they're not common enough for me right now. Maybe we will get there later. So let's grab out. Oh, hold on, I didn't put up any of my gems. Yeah, gems and rubies. Sorry, diamonds and rubies. I really do want to have like together. Foxjam says getting lockers even is nearly impossible. Yeah, I feel like being further away is weirdly a little bit helpful. And we can try to hit it in there. Alright. Let's do diamonds. Or diamonds. There we go. Rubies. And then at least the diamonds we can put away. It's all of the fun of the game unpacking with none of the story. just organizing our drawers. Let's grab out all the rubies. And why not all the quartz as well? And then all the gel sacks if I can. Because we've even got a locker set up for those now. Alright, anything in here? Oh, uranite. So, would I consider that an ore? Probably. Is it worth having its own locker? Probably more than kyanite, of which I have none. So, sure. We'll replace that. So, rubies. Put away all these. Gel sacks. See, and already, like, oh, gel sacks will be on the organics wall, so that'll make it easy to find. That's why I'm trying to, like, group these by, like, similar topics. Okay. That's my tools. Table coral we haven't yet moved, so we can grab that stuff. And then this locker has some sort of like, yeah, we're going to want to have a locker for just like random materials. Sulfur is an element. It's not really... Oh, and nickel ore. Wow, I didn't even think of nickel. So like the root pustule, that's something that goes into the... Well, I guess I can grab this too. The like general organics. Because I've got some, but not enough to justify a locker. Uranite. We'll put this stuff away. Uranite might share a locker with something else, like the nickel. Yeah, I've only got 2 pieces of nickel, so let's go with, yeah, just... We'll leave it like that, I guess. What else do we have? Table coral. Yes. Now, I think we've got some extra, like... Yeah, These... And these would all theoretically go into organics. I feel like that might be more than we can actually fit. Or it's actually fine. Reactor rods and stuff, like that's... I think I'm probably going to have like just a floor-standing locker for miscellaneous advanced crafting materials. The sulfur is so weird that I would swear to you guys, I don't think that I've used sulfur in a single thing so far, and I'm sure it's going to be super important. Sulfur would actually best go next to glass, so... Yeah, maybe I'll pop this stuff out and then change this to sulfur. And then we'll pull out all the sulfur that I've got. Lithium we can take out. Yeah, we'll put the lithium here. And then we'll put in the sulfur right here. And then... Yeah, the heavy metals or whatever, I feel like I'm okay having them be in their own separate locker over here. It's fine. Like, not everything needs to line up exactly right. In my head, uranite has more in common with diamonds and rubies, if only due to the depth and rarity of it. So we're still going to do this. Nickel, uranite, nickel. All right, that gets us started. Now, the creature eggs would also, I think, best be suited for... Now, hold on. I had multiple reactor rods, and now I don't know where I might have put them. I had more than one, right? Because I only see one in here. Oh, there are two. Forget it. Forget it. Also, Moo was saying that PB could be peanut butter or peanut butterium. Peanut butterium. Getting lockers is nearly impossible. Isn't coral organics? It is, but like it's on the organics wall. This is the organics wall. Table coral, gel sacks, and then like what I'd actually want to put there's miscellaneous organics, and it's just I hate how oh my god, I just can't with this. It'd be an entire compilation of Subnautica players despairing over their inability to get the lockers looking like they belong on the same, like... And you know what else? Like, I might actually... Hold on. Seriously. Because I do like Samalander's idea of doing, like, a nameplate.
Seek fluid intake.
That would be... Here. Signpost with configurable text. Okay, hold on. Let me seek fluid intake. Grab that and that. Grumpy's saying, is there a method to this madness? Well, working on it. Some of this might be
Vital signs stabilizing.
Kicked to fit a little bit. So if I wanted to put a sign... Yeah, I'd want to put the sign like there, so we might benefit from putting the lockers slightly lower. Oh, I can't fit that much stuff. So if we wanted to put a sign, we would need some copper wire, apparently. Never done this before, so let's see. Copper's here. With some quartz for some damn reason. Already, the whole system is falling completely apart. Okay. I want that. Okay. So, now, let's see if we can label, like, an organics wall. I just want to see if this would potentially work. So that'd be, like, there-ish. Organics. Okay, so then what we do is have our lockers. So we'd want a locker directly beneath that one for sure. And then one next to it. And now I can put away some of this stuff. So what was this? This was table coral. And this was gel sacks. So we're going to put all those away. And then this, we'll rename it from organics to miscellaneous. Hold on. Ish. Like, close. Close. It's not... You can see that it's lower, but who cares, honestly. Like, we can spend our lives on this. Okay, fine. Why is there such a tight character limit? Why did they do this to us? Miscellaneous. We'll just leave it like that. And let's put all this away. So Samalander is... You need a desalination plant to get yourself some water without killing. I would love that. If that exists in this game, I've not yet seen it. I know that I had one in the original game, and I loved it. Okay, so I've got a whole wall for organics, and it does actually look like there's... I don't know what those buttons do. And make it bigger. Okay. I mean, I'll take that. That's okay. Oh, wait, why? Oh, wait, no. I didn't want to put like an arrow. Hold on. That's what it is. You can point, you can make like a pointer. Okay. No, that's cool. We might do more of that. But, so now we've got organics. And I'm not sure that I'm going to do that right now because I don't have like a ton of copper. But this would be sort of like gems and crystals. I'd like to move the nickel someplace. And then over here would be metals for sure. All right. What else are we moving out of here? Because our plan B is to turn this room into an organics bin. Yeah. Okay. So this is like miscellaneous additional stuff, including the thermos that to this moment I remain completely mystified as to what you're supposed to do with it. All right, let's take all this stuff out. And we'll deconstruct that. Okay, so when in doubt, I'm just gonna have this locker over here. Yeah, ion cubes might actually get their own separate thing, but for right now, we're just gonna store the excess. Flares. I'm not gonna drink that right now. We'll put that away. I guess the power cell? I don't know. Okay. And then, so the next thing that I want is grow beds. So I've not built any of those yet. Let's see what those are like. Indoor grow bed just takes titanium. So I do have some of that. And what I'm carrying is all that I've got. Okay, well, this is a perfect place to start putting an indoor grow bed. When I try to make it sort of like square onto the tile, I will fail. But at least it'll be pretty close. Yeah, it's not far enough back. I may need to give up on that, but we'll try it exactly one more time. Grumpy says you can change colors too. Yeah, I did see that, and then because of where I put the locker, I'm not sure that I can access it without unbuilding the locker or building something to stand on. Let me see if this is close to center. It's close enough, I'm gonna say. Now, I want to plant things into this. So, let's go get some seeds from... Oh. My murder bot, the Mia suit. Where do we leave that? There she is.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
All right. Okay. Open storage. So, specifically, I want the... It's rotten, but hopefully I can still plant it. I don't know. And then we got the melon seeds. And the creature eggs, I don't know that I can fit more than one, but we'll put those into my organics chest for now. Miscellaneous. All right. So, I don't know to what extent I can plant these. We're going to find out. 1, 2... Can I plant this as well, or is it too big? Well, it seems to be in there. And they're grayed out, which indicates to me that they are growing, so that'd be pretty cool. And then the marble melon seeds? Sure, why not? Now, the other thing that would be cool to have in here would be... I think it counts as decorative, but like the wall planters. It's not required, but I think it'd look pretty cool. Alright, that gets us started. And another thing that would be nice would be like a window, I think specifically in here. I know that that'll reduce our structural integrity, but we've shored it up quite a bit, so I feel like we're going to be okay. It might even be worth replacing this tube with one of those, but if I want to do a window, we just need some glass, and I do actually have a bunch of that. Here. Yeah, let's load up on glass real quick. I'm kind of thinking that I want, like, a glass tube right there. So hopefully we can do this without everything being destroyed. And then we'll do a pure glass eye tube. Okay. Yeah, look at this. Oh, I love it. We're certainly going to want to have... If I could do a window right here, that'd be nice. And we can see directly under the grow beds. This is great. Yes, I like it. I wouldn't mind a window right here that we look out of when we're coming down. What's that? Is that the door? I think that's the door way down there to, like, the mine. Okay, if that's going to show that way, I might not want a window there. Yeah, because that's going to look like a constant graphical bug. All right, let's take that window out. I thought it'd be cool to have there to, like, walk up, but... Well, I mean, I guess as long as we don't look down, it'll be okay. I might take out that grow bed and put in another window. I haven't decided. No, that's fine. I don't know about that one. This is our, like, reinforced window. I do like this window. Yeah. And then I'm thinking, you know, this would be another tube, actually, that would be really nice to just have as a glass tube. Let's do that. Where are we exactly? Yeah, this one right here. And let's do... Whoops, that's not right. Hold on. All the wrong buttons now. That one right there. Okay. Yeah, that gives us some, like, cool view coming on in here. And as far as I know, we can't do any windows or anything in the scanner room. It's sort of like locked down. But let's look. Oh, we can. If we really want to look at this wall. Oh, am I really out? Wow, I'm really out of glass. Hold on. Boy, our base is way nicer than when we started. I want some quartz. Let's make at least one more glass. Sam Linder says, tear the room down and start over. Also, the wife said that it's bedtime, so it's bedtime. Yeah, Sam Linder, have a great evening, and hopefully we will see you tomorrow. I wanted to build this window, yeah. Oh, we can see the grav trap from here. This is great. I'm actually thinking if I can move that reinforcement someplace, but... Yeah, let's actually move the reinforcement to that side of that room. Because I wouldn't mind having this as being a glass tube all the way down, if we could. Let's put that there. Because I don't really want a window there. If I wanted to move this reinforcement here, is there any place that I can move it? You know where we can put it? We could put it upstairs inside the reactor room. Yes. That keeps it as a main part of the base. And to do a glass tube again is... ... 2 glass, and I've got 1. So... Here. Yeah, so next episode is going to be... I need a lot of stuff. I've used a lot of titanium, a lot of quartz, a lot of copper. I'm out of silver, and we know that we're going to need some more... wiring kits and so forth, so it'd be a good idea to go get that stuff. Does that ruin it, though? Is this, like, now too much glass? It feels less special. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about having this much glass. I don't know why it bothers me. Yeah, I think I'm going to take that back out. I think I like it to be, sort of like a special view that you get when you're, like, going into the thing. Like, oh, this is cool! And then you get to keep going. What's your hull integrity? It don't tell us if we... I don't know how to check except to partially unbuild something. 13.3. Yeah, what I think we'll do is we'll use some of the glass...
Seek fluid intake.
Up here. Glass? Okay. And that actually takes all the glass out of my inventory. So I can seek fluid intake.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Yeah. I gotta say, our thermal reactor is doing a really good job. So yes, all of our plants are growing, which is perfect. Yeah, so this is gonna get more. We're gonna put some planters on either side, and when I say we're going to, why not do it right now? One like right there, maybe? And another one right there. And, like, we might do others around them, for example, but that gets us some space. And I'd like to have another one there. We might have to, like, move the aquarium when we get another grow bed in. There's actually no reason at all not to pencil this in now. And actually, yeah, we've got plenty of space for it. And yeah, if I possibly could. Can I do one behind the aquarium as well? I bet you I could. Although it doesn't, again, it doesn't, not everything needs to be that grow bed. Like, I don't want everything to be perfectly uniform. But yeah, this looks pretty good so far. This is a way nicer base than I ever had in the previous game. So that takes us down to, I'm basically out of titanium. We're going to put away what I've got. And then let's go check in the Mia suit to see if there's anything else to take out of it. Little copper, little silver. Then we've just got the emergency kit, which I'm going to leave as is. Oh, and that's gold, by the way, not copper. Gold is here. Gonna take just a touch to, like, remember exactly where everything is, but on the whole, I feel like this is gonna be a pretty clean layout. So now the only question is, like, I think I might want to put up, like, a metals sign, and it shouldn't be hard, I don't think. Let's do that. We're gonna grab 2 copper. We're gonna make some wire out of it. Let's clear that out. I feel like this is the time to do it. If we're going to do special organization. And we'll even change the color before we go. Really? Really? That's where we tapped out, huh? Okay. Let's put away a couple of those and pop that down. Okay, so first up is our sign. And I'll do my best to line it up. Okay, so let's click here. And this is going to be for metals. Okay, so that's the backdrop. Yellow's okay for metals. Yeah, let's go with yellow for metals. And then, yeah, from here it's just going to be our lockers going back up. So we'll start by trying to get one roundabout center underneath the first one. And we'll try to line up the others such that we can. Yep. I never remember how many titaniums it is, but that's good enough. Okay. So then once again, silver, gold, and what even was the last one? Hold on, I don't remember. We're gonna have to figure it out. Here's silver. Here's gold. Magnetite was our last category. Magnetite. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, let's not make that mistake yet, again. Okay. And yeah, I mean, eventually like a gemstone one, but I don't have like infinity copper. There is like, I wouldn't mind putting up some signs around the base as well. I feel like that'd be pretty helpful. So like I'm coming in and we would want a sign right there that would point over here for like grow beds, reactor, and so forth. I can only do one more sign, but we'll pencil out like what we think might be cool. Now we can watch Angel's base be assaulted in clarity. Yeah, when those like the shark fin monsters come, we can see them just attach onto the glass and watch it crack around us. So yeah, what we would do is have a thing here. So there'd be a sign. Well, there would be a sign here, except it really doesn't want to put one right there. It's invisible. That's awful. Hold on. Yeah, so it really doesn't want to put a sign there, which is a bummer. Weird. Yeah, really, it does not like putting a sign in this section of the T-junction. Okay, I mean, or this section of the T-junction. Yeah, what a weird thing. Hey, you know where I would most want to put a sign, guys? At the T-junction. Moon pool, this way. Really? There's no way to do that part of it? Yikes. That's a choice. Alright, well, like, for example...
Seek fluid intake.
Boo, I don't want to. Yeah, let's put it like, at least like a store... No, we can't. We can't put a sign on the T... Why? Like... Of all of the places that it wouldn't let you put up a wall sign... At the T-junctions where you'd want to know which thing is in which direction? Like, yeah, we can look, but it would be such a cool, like, stylistic thing. I will put up one sign here, though. Let's put up a sign right... I don't really know where we want it yet. I actually kind of want it behind the ladder. And it will say, reactor. Whoops. And with an up arrow, and it should be orange. It should be... There's no orange, so we'll make it red. It's not really centered, though, is it? As you're coming up to it. Ugh. So now this is our new crisis. So, because the ladder's there... okay, you know what? You know what'll help? Unbuilding the ladder. Then we can center it, and then we can put up the ladder in front of it. So let's put the sign right there. And now we'll name it reactor. I actually don't like it being red, so... That's not a bad color for it. Maybe yellow, then. Too bad you don't have, like, a finer degree of it, but yeah, let's go for yellow, then. And we'll make an up arrow, and we'll make it a little bigger. Okay, and now we'll put up the ladder again. Just make sure that everything looks the way that we want it to. Okay. Yep. Up for reactor. Perfect. Yeah, and I guess I don't know if we are allowed to put up, like, I know that I don't have any more copper or whatever, but yeah, you can't put it on the thing. So weird with the restrictions, because like if you can't put like it on the T section, you can do it on the flat part of the T section, but not the actual intersection. That is so weird. Grumpy saying that it says construct, it might still work. It does, Grumpy, but I constructed it and it's invisible. Like it's present, but you can't actually see it. Okay, sorry. I do need okay, so what's cool is that I can see the grav trap does not have any fish in it, any bladder fish. So let's go check to see our aquarium car. See if we picked up any here. Yes. All right, so we'll grab those guys. Might as well grab this guy for a good measure. Yeah, the other good color for, like, reactor would be green, except it's a very, like, vibrant, bright... Like, it's not like a radioactive green, the green that they give us. Let's have a peeper. And a cooked boomerang. And then we're very carefully going to make our bladderfish into water. Yum, yum. Delicious.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Okay, I'm not a big fan of how this looks over here, so let's just... this will probably be the last thing that we do for this reconstruction episode, but... Okay, so we definitely do want a fabricator. It's just sort of like... Where's it going to be? How is it going to be arranged? Let's try the fabricator right there. And then if I can still fit the battery underneath it, then we will. Otherwise, I do think the battery fits next to the door. Maybe it doesn't. Okay, so... But we can still get it under here. And we can have it be separate, but I don't mind if it's a little bit, like, inside and with it, because then, again, it looks like it's a part of one single device. Provided that it lines up correctly, because if it doesn't, then it just looks like an error. We'll give this... I need a recyclotron as well. Let's do battery charger. So battery charger can go as low as this. So, yeah, let's have battery charger maybe down a bit. Does it look okay when it opens? Whoops. Aside from the fact that my character would immediately shatter her ankle, like walking into that, like I would never do that. It's fine. It does seem a little obtrusive. It's a bummer that you can't put it here next to the door. I really thought that you could. But no, that is no good. That's off limits. I'm wondering if I might want to put the battery charger above the thing. Above the fabricator. Let's try this. Battery charger. All right, so we'll put the battery charger up high. So instead of shattering our ankle, we can bang our head on it. No, if we're going to do it this way, I definitely need the fabricator in there first. So fabricator could go... I don't want it to be too low. How about right there? And then the battery charger could be... It could sit right on top of it. I can go with that. It looks like a robot friend. I mean, it won't once we have it open, but yeah. Okay, this is my favorite configuration so far. I like the way that this looks. I would 100% smack my forehead into this over and over again every single time I went to pick something out at the fabricator, but in video game world where you just clip through it, it's perfectly fine. Okay, and I need to stop because the next thing that's going to happen is going to be I need to go find some more water and some more other stuff. It's going to be a whole thing in just a minute. So let's call this a big success for the mission of rebuilding our base. We did a major expansion. This did not, you guys, I thought that I was going to go interact with Marguerite. Actually, I wasn't sure what it was going to be. I was going to put in the test module, and then what I thought we were going to spend this episode doing was going down to get some more kyanite. That was going to be my... No, Grumpy says it clips. Hold on, how does it clip, though? There's no clipping here happening at all. Look, it's nice and separate from the battery charger. When we open this up, it does extend upwards, I guess. Does it close? Hold on. Let me look at this clipping that we're hearing about. Oh, when it opens up and into it. I don't know how I feel about that. Well, I do need to stop, so we're going to have to call it here. We may readjust this. Yeah, Moo is saying that it clips when you open the fabricator. Hold on. So I don't want the battery thing up very much higher than where it is. Because then I feel like it's going off of the wall mounting and into something else. But what if we put it here? Hold on, I'm just trying to like line it up horizontally. How about there? All right. It feels a little close to the ground, but when it opens up, it's now free and clear. In fact, I might even move it up slightly.
Seek fluid intake.
Oh god, it's not going to let me out of here without drinking water again. Okay. One last try. We'll put it up like about there. Okay, let's open it up. Perfect. Look at that. It's free and clear. Does it clip into the floor at all? No. Nope. I'm going to call that a success. Jody K saying you can quit without drinking. The trouble, Jody K, is that what will happen then is when I come back for the next episode, it'll immediately be like a crisis. Ugh. Hold on, Boomerang, you come back here. When I jump into one of these episodes, no matter how long ago the previous episode was, there's always the process of, where am I? What was I doing? What game is this again? And to come into seek fluid intake immediately is really gonna be throw me for a loop. So we'll just get ourselves nice and stable, like this. Moo approves. We get the Jeremy. From this particular angle, it does look a little bit off-center, but we will... I don't know why I'm cooking all of this food. I guess because it does come with, like, some water.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Okay. That is enough so that I won't immediately die when we come back. I'm just trying to look at this head on. That if I unbuild that, it's going to come out as more crooked than it already is. Okay. So, the only thing is, can I change the color of this at all? Hold on. I can. Okay, hold on. Where is the color button? Ugh. I'd really like to change this to green if I could. There it is. Okay. Yes. So now we have both color coding and like we might do like the other metals as red or something like that, but yeah, no, this is really good. I'm going to stop here because otherwise, you know how in Marvel Midnight Suns, I'm always like, how do I want the characters to look? What's the hairstyle, the eye color? Like, oh, I like this outfit, not that. Now we're doing that with bases. And yeah, 100% with bases. The only thing is that this metal sign is way smaller, which is now bothering me. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna call that a success. Save. I need to stop, or else we will go over every square inch of this base and continue to design it. Let's quit out to the main menu, and now we are gonna find somebody fun to raid. But yes, no, this was a very fun episode. So next episode, were I to guess, we're going to return to the very deep undersea cave where it was very dangerous for me to be, but we found some kyanite, because now we have way better gear to stay down there a lot longer and get a lot more with the prawn suit. And I believe that what we're going to do is even look at setting up a little mini base down there, something with like a scanner room, someplace to like rest and recharge. We're going to need to do, oh, and you know what? Before we do that, we need everything. We need copper, we need titanium, we could use a little bit more quartz, and we definitely need silver. So we need to go get... Now, Grumpy says it's still clipping. It is not. You show me the clipping on our next episode. It'll give you all the reason in the world to come back, Grumpy, and we will find where it's clipping and we will get it fixed. The only bummer is I don't know why we can't put up wall signs at the T-junctions, because what I would want to do is have like reactor this way, storage that way, gardens this way. Like, I don't like... We'll see what we can do to get something set up so that we have like arrows to point to the different points of the base. I know where everything is, but like if Mia were to visit the base, for example, we'd want her to know where she could find food, water, and radioactivity. So until next time, you guys, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great night.